There is no excuse not to watch ROH now because it is free at ROHvideos.com. Stay up to date with all the recent happenings with the ROH Video Wire, featuring exclusive interviews, videos, and highlights. Plus, Vaulted Classics gives you complete matches from ROH's past, featuring some of wrestling's biggest stars. Check out the current ROH stars with complete matches from recent shows in the latest matches section. The best part is everything is free at ROHvideos.com.
Hey, Brett, you got your tickets yet?
Tickets for what, Brett?
The gun show!
Are you kidding me? The gun show's free, you idiot.
Brother, we could have gone together.
Look at my nose, Tyler Black. You did this. You did this tonight. After I said, let's have a wrestling match. You can go and break my nose. So you think I'm going to respect you now because you beat me once? I've beaten you many times before. You think I'm going to respect you now because the fans chant your name? Tyler Black, Tyler Black. They chanted my name for years. You think I should respect you now because you want to be the ROH World Champion? I already was the ROH World Champion. And if you ever want to hold that belt, you're going to have to go through me. So I'm challenging you to a rematch. And we'll really see who the better man is. Tyler Black.
Philadelphia has got a reputation for having some of the bloodiest, most hardcore matches in professional wrestling history. But it's also, on the other end of the spectrum, there's the scientific wrestling and the technical wrestling that's gone on in Philadelphia that surpassed a lot of things from anywhere else in the entire world. And one of the people most responsible for that is the man sitting next to me. And Jerry,
I wouldn't go that far.
Jerry, I watched you in ECW when I was in high school.
Ouch.
And, well,
stiff.
yeah, I mean, you know, but it's honest, and you know, and that just means, you know, you've had a long career, and you still say how much you love professional wrestling, and in that long career, I'm sure you've acquired a huge, big bag of tricks.
Well, you know, I
want
always want to keep it fun and entertaining for me too. So I'm always got to do my homework and create new goals, and that's why I always watch the younger talent coming up and see who can keep me on my toes. And that's one thing that really I noticed about you. And I did my homework and grabbed some ROH DVDs. And one thing I really admire is how you stay true to wrestling and don't take a shortcut like some guys do and go do the barbed wire and thumbtacks and all that.
Yeah, I do love my professional wrestling, so little plug for the t-shirt there.
There you go.
But I really believe that this is a first-time match for us. This is the first time me and Jerry have ever wrestled. People in Philadelphia, I think if you come to this show, you're going to see an excellent wrestling match. I know I'm not going to try to hurt you.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, it's about getting another shot at that world title.
And though we respect each other, and you did a hell of a job in that tag match against Nigel and Claudio.
Well, it was both of us. So
yeah, yeah. But I think this is going to be a hard-hitting, fast-paced, fun, technical wrestling match. I'm really excited for it.
Oh, I am too. I'm kicking my training up a notch.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
And I know when we get in there, it's going to be on.
Yep,
so
it sure will.
You know, so we're just going to have to go out there and do what we do best.
That's right. I'll be training my butt off.
Yeah. Let's just tear it up.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Because your nose is in the exact same state as your wrestling. Pathetic. I'm sorry. Get to the back. You're better than this, Bobby.
Age of the Fall. Age of the Fall. Listen, real quick. After Chicago, is there something going on between the two of you?
Why are you worried about Chicago? The past is the past. See, Tyler Black's already accepted his responsibility in his role in humiliating me by me saying I quit there. He's already accepted his responsibility.
And we're looking towards the future right now, all right? I beat Austin Aries in St. Louis, and so I deserve a shot at the Ring of Honor World title.
And see, there's more on our plate. Delirious, I've secured a tag team title shot. The World Tag Team titles against Steven Generico in the future. So last time in Dayton, Rhett Titus was in your mind. He's gone. But this time there's that meddlesome little harlot, Daisy Hayes. And you better make sure she's the past. She's done. She's done with. You're here with me. You're here with us now. You're here with us now. So, Daisy Hayes, you have your new friend the Necro Butcher, Steven Generico. See, all you guys need to understand one thing. Ask around. Anybody that's messed with us, anybody that's gotten in our way, even, I'm not saying we win all the time, even when we get defeated, ask the Briscoes, ask Aries. They still feel the bitterness of loss. It's only a matter of time before that comes to you too. Get out. Get out.
I would like to come out here and say, Jerry Lynn, you've still got it. And that would be a lie. Not only do you not have it now, you've never had it. 38 years you've been training this and you still don't get it. What's it going to take, Jerry?
musclehead bastard. Yeah, we're gonna give it to him too. December 27th, New York City. From New York all the way back to Tokyo. Man up, baby. Believe that. Y'all want the toughest in Ring of Honor? You looking at it, baby. You looking at it. Man up.
Kyle Durden here, Vanderbilt University. At this time, I'd like to bring out Super Agent Larry Sweeney. Larry, moment of your time. December 26th, Philadelphia. Your client, Go Shiozaki, is going against Morishima. Yeah. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are that in Philadelphia, on December 26th, you know, Sweet and Sour Incorporated, we began our international expansion 8 months ago when I signed Go Shiozaki in Chicago. And he's been proving himself so well. But on December 26th in Philly, he gets his biggest opportunity because he goes against Morishima. Takeshi Morishima, a man who has proven himself time and time again worldwide and has won the plaudits of fans, of critics, of promoters worldwide, as well as many numerous titles. The 26th in Philly is a big opportunity for Go Shiozaki, and it's a big opportunity for Larry Sweeney, because on the 26th, I become one step closer to my goal of being the emperor of professional wrestling worldwide. Oh, wait a minute. What? Yeah, I was just thinking about you, man. I was just going through my Rolodex the other day.
International Flair in Philadelphia.
Introducing first up, Long Island, New York. Dirty Osiris.
You got a little money for me. I need to get home. I need something. Pretty good deal.
Keep in line. You're gonna tell all these people you're lying.
Tell them, Brett.
You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You need to come clean. You've been lying.
Tell the truth.
I know nothing happened between us, and you have actually never set hands on a woman ever. He is a virgin.
You want me to tell the truth? Want me to tell the truth?
I'm ready for this. That's what I've been waiting for.
Truth is, me and Daisy Hayes did absolutely nothing but get it on all night
I told you, do not tell the truth. I swear to God, back up on title, and you will that.
between me and Daisy Hayes. You lied! You better tell the truth. There you go. There's the truth. Nothing happened between me and Daisy Hayes. Tell all the truth. Everything. Everything. Truth is, I'm a virgin. Daisy Hayes all died. Daisy Hayes died. I'm very sorry for all the stress and all the drama that it caused you over the past few months. I'm sorry, Daisy. I'm offering my hand of friendship right here too.
I'm sorry too.
Yes, it's me, they said to me, and not Joey.
Kyle Durden backstage. We just witnessed a classic ROH matchup.
Nigel! What the hell do you call that out there, huh?
Calm down, all right?
Calm down, why? Explain yourself! Sorry, excuse.
I'm having a joke, all right? It's a joke.
Joke!
Yeah.
Very funny! You know what happened to you when I broke in this business? You pulled like that!
All right.
Someone that took a dump in your bag, you'd have the done to you! Tossed out the back door!
Calm down.
Again!
All right. Just calm down.
What are you guys laughing at me too? Huh? Is what he said true?
Oh, man.
Huh?
We don't...
Real funny!
No, man. Relax, man.
Why do we even bother anymore? It's not the same business! Why do I keep going on? What's the use?
Happy holidays from Austin Aries to all you bloodthirsty Ring of Honor fans. Ho, ho, ho.
This is Necro Butcher wishing all you people out there in internet land happy holidays.
This is Eric Stevens, wishing all you Ring of Honor fans happy holidays.
From the Ring of Honor Academy, peace on earth, and happy holidays!
Bah humbug to Ring of Honor and its fans.
Happy holidays from the Irish Airborne.
This is Sugar for Alex Payne. I hope there's something sweet in your stocking this holiday.
I'd just like to wish Merry Christmas to all the Ring of Honor fans. Thank you for supporting our great company, and hopefully you keep supporting us in the future. Merry Christmas, everybody.
This is Bobby Dempsey from Sweet and Sour Incorporated, wishing all you Ring of Honor fans a Merry
Wait a minute, Bobby, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Larry.
Are you doing something that I did not give you express written permission to do?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Get out of here! You disgust me. You know what? I've got a message for all the Ring of... Actually, wait a minute. No, I'm a very busy man, and I don't have a message for all you wrestling fans. Get lost.
Brett Titus, the truth has set us free. Somebody else needs to set free. Somebody else needs my help. Jimmy Jacobs, we've been on opposite sides many times, but this time it's personal. Involving Delirious, you turning him against me. I know that wasn't totally his fault. I blame mostly you because he wouldn't be acting this way if you weren't by his side and in his ear. But don't think I'm coming after you alone. Necro Butcher's got my side. And me, like Necro, we're always up for a fight, but if we have something to fight for, a cause, a mission, there's no stopping us. So Jimmy Jacobs, prepare yourself. We're coming after Age of the Fall, and Age of the Fall is going to fall.
Austin Aries, I'd like to take a moment of your time right now to ask a question. That question being, coming up in Philadelphia, on December the 26th, you have Marufuji. The night after that, he has an ROH World title match. Are you thinking possibly he's looking past you?
Well, it's definitely a possibility, Durden. He could be looking past me. I mean, ROH title match is a big deal, right? Could be possible that maybe I've been looking past Marufuji. I've kind of had some other issues on my mind. But I'm not worried if that's your question, because I know Marufuji, you're a world-class athlete. The only Grand Slam champion in the history of Noah. I know myself, Austin Aries, I'm a world-class athlete. My resume speaks for itself. So the 26th in Philadelphia, when we get it on, you don't have to worry. Everyone's going to get their dream match that they want to see. And then Marufuji, if you can knock me out, which I don't think you can, even with all 72 variations of your super kick, then you can worry about going on the next night for the ROH World title. So the short and sweet answer to your question would be, no, I'm not worried.
Austin Aries looking to play the part of the spoiler coming up in Philadelphia.
If you're a fan of Ring of Honor, if you're a fan of Necro Butcher, if you're a fan of wrestling, go out this holiday season and see The Wrestler.
Sight from my eye. To catch Mercy Morishima, you're over 300 pounds, and you think you're a badass coming here to Ring of Honor, and granted you are, but there's no way on earth that you're going to take my sight and leave here without paying some kind of just desserts for it. I've tried, spent my entire career being an honorable wrestler. Every match I go out there and do, I wrestle with honor. I've tried to live my life with honor. And because me and Morishima have ended matches with 2 disqualifications, now I have to fight without honor. And do you know what, Morishima? That's okay. I can fight without honor. And do you know what? I'm going to fight without honor. And I'm going to remember when you detached my retina. I'm going to remember when you knocked me out twice. Okay? Now I'm going to fight this match, and I'm going to fight this match without honor. And I may go someplace that I can't respect. And it may be one of the many things that I regret. But in this match, I am not going to stop trying to hurt you, okay? I still have revenge on my mind, and in New York, you are going to get the brunt of all of that.
Stand up. What's the matter with you? What's the matter? Shut up. What's the matter with you? You're sitting here and you're sulking. Why are you sulking? Because you let Larry Sweeney push you around? Because you let Davey Richards push you around? You let him tell you how worthless you are and throw you out of a match? Is that why you're in here sulking? Let's get one thing straight, Bobby. Larry Sweeney's a bully. All right? And he's bullying you around. If he was bullying me around, what did I do? I beat his ass. I beat everybody's ass. I ain't gonna take that. You shouldn't take it either. You understand me? You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. Listen. All right? There's gonna come a day. There's gonna come a day when you're gonna have to make a choice. You're gonna have to grow a set of balls and make a choice. You're gonna let Larry Sweeney and Davey Richards and Sweet and Sour push you around and kick you around and tell you how worthless you are? Or are you going to be a man and stand up for yourself? That's the choice you're going to have to make. I can't make that choice for you. So you think about that, all right? Think about it. Sorry, Claudio.
December 27th, New York City, Hammerstein Ballroom final battle. It's Nigel McGuinness versus Naomichi Marufuji. 2 years in the making, the fans want it. Well, the fans can kiss my beautiful British ass, because this is for me.
Grizzly!
Hey, Ryan.
Wait, what are you doing? I mean, last time I saw you were out cutting wood and all that kind of stuff.
Here's the thing. After you showed me that great technique, I split all the wood. It's done.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, plus we're in a gymnasium. You probably wouldn't split it.
That wouldn't
here.
go.
Well, do you know what? That's great. You know, I'm really happy about that. And do you know what? It's Christmas time.
It is.
So now that you've split all your wood and it's Christmas time, let's wish everybody a Merry Christmas. 3, 2, 1, Merry Christmas!
Excuse me, Kenny Omega. Hi.
Hi.
Tonight you have a match with Rhett Titus, and a lot of the ROH fans have yet to hear any words out of your mouth. So, any words of wisdom for him?
Words of wisdom for Rhett Titus. Rhett Titus, I've worked long and hard for this opportunity to work in the new Alabama arena. So I'm not going to blow it here. Fans are going to be ready for a rip-roaring adventure tonight, okay? Because I'm going to bring all the goods.
It's actually the new Alhambra arena.
Either way, Rhett Titus, my ascension...
Brother. I don't want to hear my name coming out of your mouth, brother. Listen, all right? You're brand new here. You walk around with your little winter coat and your curly hair thinking you're cocky or something? Brother, I'm the cockiest wrestler in all of Ring of Honor, all right? And tonight, you are going to learn who Rhett Titus is and why the thrust is a must. Kid.
Well, first of all, Red, I know who you are. You're the most purest wrestler in all of ROH. It's just unfortunate I'm not talking about your technical ability, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's real funny, brother. I'll see you out there, all right? No games tonight.
All right, see you later, Virgin.
Kyle Durden backstage at the new Alhambra arena. My guest at this time, Chris Hero. What's my name? Chris Hero. And what do they call me? That young knockout kid. So why don't we try this again? Who are you here with? That young knockout kid, Chris Hero. Don't you love the way that sounds? My question for you is tonight you're facing Eric Stevens. It's going to be a tough match. I just want to get your take on that.
It's going to be a tough match for Eric Stevens because he is in there with Chris Hero, that young knockout kid. Eric Stevens, we've wrestled many times. And you see this right here? This is the elbow. The elbow that has knocked out many men in Ring of Honor, and I'm not stopping in 2008. I'm going to end this year with a bang because next year I'm coming back stronger and badder than ever. Chris Hero, that young knockout kid, is on a warpath. So I tell you what, why don't you scurry out of here and let me get ready for this match. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a beast. You're looking at an animal. And tonight, knock out!
Good evening, Philadelphia! And welcome back to Ring of Honor! Tonight's Ring of Honor presents the 4th edition of All-Star Extravaganza! Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's event is being held under the rules and regulations of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. Doctor in attendance is Dr. Ron Brown. Representing the commission, Mr. Frank Talent. And the state commissioner is the Honorable Rudy Battle. Tonight's in-ring officials are Senior Ring of Honor referee Todd Sinclair and Paul Turner. Our opening contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Temple of Lust of Long Beach, Island, New Jersey, weighing 204 pounds, addicted to love, Rhett Titus.
26, 2008. And Ring of Honor is back here where it all began in Philadelphia at the corner of Swanson and Rittner at the former ECW Arena, high above in the Eagle's Nest. It is Lenny Leonard, joined this time by my broadcast partner Dave Prazak, kicking things off with singles competition. Kenny Omega starting things off against Rhett Titus.
With the All-Star Extravaganza once again here in Ring of Honor. We've got Kensuke Sasaki and Katsuhiko Nakajima from Japan here in the building tonight, in addition to an all-star lineup of ROH regulars.
Omega quickly grabbing control of the hammerlock on Rhett Titus, who looks for and finds the escape with the wrist lock. The youngsters looking to move their way up the card here in ROH competition, and Rhett Titus getting familiar with the left arm of Kenny Omega.
The thrust is a must, Lenny Leonard. Addicted to love, Rhett Titus. And I think that Kenny Omega wisely wants to make sure that he has a clean arm after that display from Rhett the Threat.
Who knows where that thing's been?
The jet ski.
Blocked by Omega. Titus sends him off the ropes. Nope, hits on the brakes. Handful of tights by Titus. Grabs the side headlock. It's Omega sending Titus off the rope. Shoulder tackle, down goes Omega. These guys in great physical condition. Off the ropes, up and over goes Titus. And frog by Omega. Titus off the ropes one more time. Monkey flip attempted, but a cartwheel.
And some jumping jacks for good measure. Turn around, Rhett.
Good advice, Dave.
Well, you've got to keep your eye on your opponent, man. And right now it is Kenny Omega controlling the arm of Rhett Titus. A little payback, I guess. But makes his way toward the rope, so I think Kenny Omega needs to cease that activity.
He needs to really stop doing that.
And both of these men have looked impressive during recent months here in ROH competition. Kenny Omega just making his way to Ring of Honor in the past few weeks. But Rhett Titus out of the ROH Wrestling Academy has really come into his own in recent months. He's in top physical form, as you said. A very confident wrestler as of late, and has that charisma, Lenny Leonard.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work so well with the ladies.
Yeah, the truth came out when he was confronted by the Necro Butcher and Daisy Hayes in Nashville. But he's the victim of the head scissors right now from Kenny Omega.
He's hip tossed by Omega as well, starting to get a flurry of offense here is Omega, but Titus puts on the brakes. Hip toss attempt, but nice counter into a monkey flip by Omega, and Titus has to go on the outside. Try and buy a little bit of time here.
Maybe we can talk to some of the ladies right now ringside. Well, he's chased around the ring. No time to confer with any of these fans.
Down by Omega. Titus goes up and over and off the ropes. Avoids that kick from Omega, who goes off the ropes and runs into a drop kick.
That puts Titus in control of the matchup. A little bit more thrusting. Some gyration from Rhett the jet ski.
Able to get two. Is Omega able to power his way out before Todd Sinclair came down for the count of three. Double axe handle in the back by Titus.
Omega has some quite unusual offense in his repertoire, unusual tactics, kind of throws his opponents off guard.
He's a bit unorthodox,
but it works well for him. He's able to throw them off their game for just a second, and able to capitalize on that and hit a maneuver on his opponents.
Hard Irish whip to the buckle. Titus going to follow him in with the knee to the chest. Nicely done. Handful of hair into a backbreaker right over the knee. Omega down in the corner, but very close to the ropes.
Yeah, he needs to. That's to show the inexperience of Rhett Titus. You know, a veteran of the ring would pull his opponent to the center before going for the cover right there. And good ring presence right there by Kenny Omega. Knew where he was at. Was able to grab hold of the rope.
Pressure put on the back of Omega here by Titus. Going on to the chin lock.
Really wearing him out, taking away the energy of Kenny Omega. He relies on his quickness.
Full to the top, nice show of agility right there. He's got Titus down. Gets a near fall, and right hand to the shoulder blade for his efforts from Rhett Titus. Once again, goes back to the rear chin lock.
It's a wise strategy on Rhett Titus. Trying to take away the speed, the quickness, the fire of Kenny Omega by grounding him, be it with the chin lock or a submission hold down on the canvas, stretching out the back. But Omega is back to his feet. I guess Rhett didn't have quite as much grip on him as he'd like.
Goes to the midsection. Omega able to free himself. Hard forearm. And another. That one staggered Rhett. Omega with a head of steam off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Titus.
He used Kenny Omega's own momentum against him right there and took more out of the back of Kenny Omega.
Frustration perhaps showing on the face of Rhett Titus there. As he drags Omega by the hair back to his feet. Omega with a right hand in the midsection. And another. A hard knee, though. Right to the nose and the side of the jaw by Rhett Titus.
Very effective strike.
Scoops up. Kenny Omega slams him right in the center. Titus to the ropes, drops the elbow down. Cover. He gets two.
It's great to see that we are really, right before our very eyes, viewing Rhett Titus maturing as a professional wrestler and really stepping up his game with each and every outing. Ooh, what a shot to the back once again, focusing on that body part.
Pain all over the face of Kenny Omega. As Titus continues to dish out the punishment. Hard forearm smash right to the back as Titus bounced off the ropes.
Rhett Titus isn't all talk. You know, he talks a good game, but he's backing it up with his wrestling right here tonight.
Runs into the elbow right there from Omega. Blocks the right hand. Omega blocks one of his own and connects with the right this time. Charges but runs into the boot. Right to the gut. And another boot to the gut by Omega. Right hand backs up Titus. Chop to the chest as well. Bit of a flurry here from Omega.
Getting his burst of adrenaline here. Polish hammer chops him down to the canvas. And again.
Change to the young Ivan Putski.
Combination of strikes from Omega. Titus still on his feet though. Until now.
Leapfrog into the Bulldog by Kenny Omega. Has Rhett Titus reeling.
And he's still trying to dig down for some extra energy to try to finish off Rhett. Lands a shot on Omega.
Right hand backs Omega to the corner, does Titus. He's going to bring him out for the ride. Omega hits the buckles. Titus charges, but nice agility by Omega, somersaulting out of the corner. Titus up on his shoulders. Down on the canvas goes Omega. Couldn't support the weight of Rhett Titus. With all the punishment his back is taken in this match, and certainly that's not something you'd hope for.
Titus needs to seize this opportunity. He's got Omega in a weakened position. Why did he stop? Come on.
Titus interruptus.
And Omega now with Rhett Titus trying to elevate him despite all that punishment to the back. He's supporting his weight. Unbelievable.
Down into the suplex. Cover. He got him.
Somehow Kenny Omega with the strength to support Rhett Titus and drive him down to the canvas, but you have to hand it to Rhett. One heck of an outing from Retsky the Jetski here in Philadelphia.
That young knockout kid, Chris
metropolis, weighing 240 pounds, he is representing Sweet and Sour Incorporated, that young knockout kid, Chris Hero.
Stevens wasting no time, hitting the ring with a purpose, but Chris Hero right there to meet him as he came through the ropes. The war between Eric Stevens and Sweet and Sour Incorporated, and Chris Hero in particular, continues here tonight in Philadelphia.
Looks like he's got Hero's hair. Get in there, ref.
Free Paul Turner right there. He's certainly going to have his hands full between these two guys.
Well, Stevens has his hands full of Chris Hero's hair. Cheating right off the bat.
Of course, Hero is always accompanied to ringside by Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney and Sarah Del Rey.
Hero just trying to protect himself at this point, as Stevens is just all over him. Back in a standing position and firing away at Hero.
Into the midsection by Stevens and another. Paul Turner trying to get Stevens to back Hero out of the corner, but Stevens more concerned with getting his hands on Sweeney if possible, but gave an opening to Hero, chops him across the chest.
His eye off his opponent. Oh, but he's dishing it back out, takes Hero off his feet. The matchup against someone like Chris Hero, you always have to keep one eye on Sweeney and the other Sweet and Sour Incorporated members at ringside. That's why strength in numbers, it works.
The other eye on the loaded elbow pad, which he likes to use to knock people out with.
That's pure speculation on your part. Nothing has been proven about the loaded elbow pad. An elbow pad is part of wrestling gear.
We'll see if he throws the elbow with the one pad he's got on his arm now, or if somebody from the outside happens to throw him one at some point during the match.
Hey, if they might have some backup gear, just in case he needs some extra support, so be it.
Rake of the eyes by Hero. That's one way to get Stevens to let go of your leg.
Hey, he was pulling hair right from the opening.
Right hand from Hero. That one staggered. Eric Stevens is back to his feet. Tilt-a-whirl slam. Hero looking to find his way out to the floor.
And he does. Trying to get some distance between himself and Eric Stevens, but doesn't look like Stevens is going to wait.
Hero's making his way back up the aisle, but Stevens instead aggressively throwing him into the barricade. Eric Stevens looking to do some damage here to Chris Hero. Out on the outside. Another hard Irish whip into the barricades.
We've got 20 seconds on the floor now here in ROH competition as he came charging with the clothesline in the corner of the barricade on the floor.
Asking referee Paul Turner for some time so he can continue to, if I heard him right, whip his ass.
He has time. He's got 20 seconds. If you want more time, break the referee's count. It's that simple.
Hero running away from Eric Stevens under the bottom rope.
Well, the action should be inside the ring. That's why we have the 20 count. There's Sarah Del Rey taking advantage of the referee having his back turned, trying to prevent Stevens from stepping into the ring and focusing on Hero. It is serving as a distraction for Stevens, though.
He's able to finally kick Del Rey away, but not before the damage done by Chris Hero. Shoulder first to the ring post goes Eric Stevens, and just that quickly, the tide of the matchup has turned in the favor of Sweet and Sour Incorporated's Chris Hero.
Cesaro wasn't physically doing any damage to Eric Stevens by grabbing his leg, but it posed that distraction. It just gave the hero that one opening he needed to do damage to the shoulder with the ring post.
Rolling elbow in the corner. As Stevens shaking the cobwebs loose. Another elbow to the top of the head. Scooping a hard slam. Hero off the ropes. Great elevation on the back senton. Down across the sternum of Eric Stevens. Cover. Did not hook the leg, and Stevens was able to power his way out at the count of 2. Stevens in the corner as Hero measures him for a right hand. They're asking Stevens if he wants to continue, and Stevens gives the answer. Chop to the chest, and another on Hero.
Hero trying to get himself out of the corner. He does. It takes out the legs of Stevens.
The leg pickup right into another senton. All of his body weight crashing down on the chest of Eric Stevens.
We turned the tables on Stevens, and now it looks like Hero is looking to take the action to the floor himself to do some damage, just like Stevens did a moment ago.
Another elbow to the back of the head this time by Hero.
Oh, he's going to move the floor mats to expose the hard floor here in Philadelphia to do maximum damage. No cushioning whatsoever for whatever Hero has in store for Eric Stevens.
Scoops him up, looking for a slam, but Stevens lands on his feet, and it's Hero face first to the ring post. Looking to do damage out on the floor. Oh, but out of the corner of his eye, saw Sarah Del Rey and Larry Sweeney making their way towards him, and he let Hero go. And Hero made him pay the price.
It's Eric Stevens against basically 3 people. He's got to worry about Hero as well as Del Rey as well as Larry Sweeney. It is a one-on-one matchup, but the fact that Hero has associates, he's got friends here in Ring of Honor that are helping him out.
Co-conspirators.
Whatever, it gives Hero the advantage in a situation such as this. It gives Hero the advantage as a professional wrestler trying to make a living and earn victories in ROH competition. Larry Sweeney can do things for someone's career, and it helps to have Larry Sweeney and Sarah Del Rey in your corner if you are Chris Hero.
Hero in command now. Stevens tries to fight back, headbutt to the midsection and a right hand as well. Hero with an elbow to the side of the jaw of Eric Stevens. And another.
Is he smiling?
That is a look that I haven't seen on the face of Eric Stevens very often, but it is a smile after absorbing those blows from Hero.
It's time for a rolling elbow, I think. Knock the kid out.
Stevens wants more, and Hero doesn't know what to do.
Both men getting aggressive. Hard shots from Stevens, but Hero follows him in. Momentum off the ropes. Oh, high back body drop.
Hero's way up in the lights. Stevens in the corner. Choo-choo on Hero. To the second. Shoulder block off the second. Cover. Only 2.
Able to kick out, knew where he was at. It's going to take that doctor bomb of Eric Stevens to potentially put Chris Hero away in this matchup. And of course, if you're Eric Stevens, you have to avoid at all costs a rolling elbow of Chris Hero.
Headbutt by Stevens to the back of the head. Elevates Hero onto his shoulders. Unable to support the weight. Backs him into the corner instead. Runs right into an elbow. And another one in the corner by Hero connects.
Hero has a variety of different strikes involving the elbow in his repertoire. We saw a little bit of a different one right there, which earns him 2.5. He thought that was 3 and taking issue with Paul Turner's count.
Used the ropes for momentum, a bit of a rebound effect coming off that second rope. A little extra added emphasis on that elbow, but unable to knock Stevens out. So far is Chris Hero.
He is that young knockout kid for a reason. A rolling elbow, very effective for Chris Hero. He could be waiting for the right moment to hit it on Eric Stevens. Combination of elbow strikes now from Chris Hero. And now off the ropes. Oh, but Stevens holds onto the waist.
On a roll. Trying to keep the shoulders down, but only 2. Checks with the official who informs him it was, in fact, 2. Catches the leg. Clothesline. Oh, and he caught him right in the face. What a clothesline by Eric Stevens.
Oh, Hero isn't moving. This doesn't look good for Chris Hero. And again, a handful of hair from Eric Stevens. He's always pulling hair.
Trying to get him up for the doctor bomb. Sarah Del Rey, what the heck is she doing?
She's trying to assist Chris Hero come to his aid.
Oh, much like Larry Sweeney, who threw that elbow pad that he's got in his hands to him?
What are you talking about? Sarah Del Rey getting out of the ring because she's not supposed to be in there. Referee making sure that she leaves the ring.
Putting an elbow pad on his foot, is he?
The referee was concerned with Sarah Del Rey. She has left the ring.
Dr. Bomb will solve all the problems.
Playing possum. Chris Hero. Yakuza kick.
Oh, with that loaded elbow pad across his foot. No!
Here is your winner, Chris Hero!
Oh, Lenny, you're ridiculous. You don't wear elbow pads on your feet.
You're right, I don't, but Chris Hero does, and he uses them to steal victories.
Chris Hero with the Yakuza kick knocks out Eric Stevens, picks up another win. That young knockout kid, it's not just about the elbows for Chris Hero, but it's all about getting wins.
He's the winner!
Man, Roddy, tonight is the night.
That is the night.
You asked for this match. You asked for a rematch against Kinsei Sasaki. And you said you'd take it any way you could get it.
Anyway.
ROH management gave it to you in the form of a tag match. I'm your man. I got your back tonight. You wanted this bad enough? I'm there for you.
You are my man. You've been there through everything with Larry Sweeney. And tonight's not just an opportunity for me, man. Tonight's an opportunity for you to prove not only to the Ring of Honor fans, to Kensuke, to Nakajima, to Kensuke Office, to all the fans in Japan, to two of the hardest hitters in the world, Roderick Strong and Brent Albright.
That's right.
And tonight, we're going to do it, my friend.
That's it. I got your back. You got mine?
Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Let's do it.
Oklahoma, weighing 246 pounds, Brent Albright. At a combined weight of 195 kilos, the team of Katsuhiko, Nakajima, and Kensuke Sasaki.
All-Star Extravaganza 4 as Roderick Strong and Brett Albright take on the Japanese duo of Katsuhiko Nakajima and Kensuke Sasaki.
Just a little bit of why this is the All-Star Extravaganza 4. Kensuke Sasaki, a true legend of professional wrestling, not only in Japan but worldwide. He's a big part of World Championship Wrestling back in the day. And of course, really has built his reputation as one of the top stars in the history of wrestling in Japan, being the only man to hold all three world championships of all three major companies in Japan. All Japan, New Japan, and Pro Wrestling Noah.
He is currently the Pro Wrestling Noah GHC heavyweight champion, but it's his protege Nakajima starting things off against Roderick Strong. Nakajima just 20 years of age, but he's already been wrestling as a pro for 5 years.
And even though he is a young wrestler, many would consider him inexperienced at this stage because he is so young, he's very confident in that ring, does not back down from a challenge, is not afraid to get physical with his opponents. And if Roderick Strong wants to engage in a chop war with Nakajima, he will go strike for strike with Roderick.
Nakajima has many of the traits exhibited by his mentor, Kensuke Sasaki.
He's taught him very well, yes.
And back to their feet as Nakajima maintains control of the side headlock on Roderick Strong, who was able to free himself and grab control of the wrist lock. Of course, it was in Tokyo that Roderick Strong had a very, very tough match against Kensuke Sasaki that he came out on the losing end of, so you know Roderick looking for a little bit of revenge here tonight in tag team action. Both men going for a drop kick and neither man able to connect. Roderick says, I was that close. Sasaki looks on from the outside.
Nakajima, a true rising star in pro wrestling. The future is so very bright for him in this business. Just displaying these types of skills at age 20. Imagine what he's going to be like at 25.
Runs right into a crossbody by Strong, who gets himself a quick 1 count. Back to his feet, Roderick off the ropes, hard kick to the chest. Sweeps out the legs, does Nakajima. Strong avoids that kick and gets a roll-up. And only able to keep the shoulders down for one. Misses the clothesline, and a leg lariat just about took his head off.
And the kicks are some of the strengths of Nakajima. Roderick doing a good job of avoiding them on those attempts.
Roderick wants Sasaki.
He wants to renew that matchup here in a tag team setting against Sasaki. There's the tag. The chops of Roderick Strong having no effect. How often do you see that happen? But he's avoiding Kensuke's.
Can't avoid that shoulder tackle, though. The power of Sasaki just bowling over Roderick Strong, who tags in the powerhouse of his team, Brett Albright.
Well, if Roderick couldn't take Sasaki off his feet, Brett Albright just might. He is the strength, the power, the size on that team. And this is a bit of a more even matchup in terms of strength.
Go for a hard collar and elbow tie-up and haven't been able to gain the advantage. Locked up once again in the center. Each man is going to be able to exert his will upon the other here.
Albright with the slight height advantage. But in terms of strength, it's a toss-up.
Sasaki's got that low center of gravity. It's very difficult for Albright to back up Sasaki when they lock up collar and elbow there. So instead, we're going to go Roman knuckle lock. Chest to chest they go.
This is being interesting to see who's going to win this test of strength here. And it looks like Kensuke has the advantage, at least for the moment. Albright trying to maintain a bridge here. Oh, he's trying to turn the tables on Sasaki.
Trying to get a little bit of leverage here. Using his inside leg to try and force Kensuke's shoulders down, but great power by Sasaki, keeping his balance as well. And then again, able to gain the advantage until a chop. Back and forth. Chops from Albright and Sasaki.
Listen to the impact of each of those strikes.
Shoulder block, nobody goes down. Albright with momentum can't take Sasaki down. One more time. That one backed him up a step.
Will anything take him off his feet?
I Either man with momentum can do the damage, but a drop kick takes him down. Nicely done by Albright, right into a cover, but only a count of one.
A combination of Albright throwing the drop kick and Sasaki's own momentum coming off the ropes was finally able to send him crashing down. And there's another display of power from Sasaki. You don't frequently see a power slam executed on a man the size of Brent Albright here in ROH.
It's the tag to Nakajima, who fires away with a forearm. Whip to the buckle, Nakajima charges. Takes him over with the butterfly suplex. Nakajima to the outside, looking to take a chance here. Albright's a long way away. Missile drop kick.
Like I said, such a confident wrestler as Nakajima gets a near fall out of it. Even though he was far away, Nakajima has confidence in his own abilities to take down a wrestler the size of Brent Albright. He does. Great combination of kicks.
Using both the left and right legs to execute those kicks as well. A bit of a head of steam off the ropes. Runs right into Albright, who catches him, then plants him with a backbreaker.
Right over the knee. But Nakajima enough to kick out.
Show of power there by Albright, who makes the tag to Roderick Strong. Forearm shot knocks down Kensuke, and a hard chop to the chest of Nakajima by Strong. Double team here from Strong and Albright. Nakajima for the ride. Roderick with a clothesline in the corner. Roderick up to the second. Drop kick right on the button. Strong goes for the cover. And only gets two. Nakajima able to get the shoulder up.
Was some good teamwork right there from Strong and Albright. What a hard chop from Roderick.
Chop's a little bit more effective on Nakajima than they've been on Sasaki. Fall away slam cover. And again, Nakajima able to kick out. There's a tag to Albright from Strong. To the midsection by Albright. Another wicked knife-edge chop to the chest, this time from Brent Albright. Reversal of the Irish whip. Overhead belly to belly. Sends Nakajima into the corner. Albright charges with the clothesline, nobody home. Nakajima with a kick. Runs up the ropes, and another kick right between the shoulder blades.
A tremendous show of the balance of Nakajima right there, and rolls to his corner and tags his mentor, Kensuke Sasaki.
Sasaki right over Albright. First suplex attempt, nicely done. It's the big man off his feet. He goes for the cover. Does not hook the leg, and Albright able to power his way out as Nakajima still feeling the effects of those brutal chops from Strong and Albright.
It's giving him some time to recover while Sasaki works over both the chest and the back of Brent Albright.
This time does hook the leg, but yet again Albright able to get up at two. Another tag, back in comes Nakajima. Stomping away on the back of Brent Albright in a forearm shot. Sends Roderick Strong down to the floor, but Albright from behind. Exchanging forearms with Nakajima, who doubles him over in the corner with a boot to the midsection.
Nakajima, such an explosive wrestler. Collides with the knee in the corner. Last time here in Philadelphia was Nakajima challenging Bryan Danielson for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. And look at the lightning quickness of all those strikes in the corner.
Rapid fire strikes from Nakajima. Drop kick in the corner.
How often do you see a wrestler battling the size difference against Brent Albright, having this kind of advantage over him? He's just standing on Brent Albright now.
Almost never, especially doing it with a series of strikes the way Nakajima did. He's got lightning quick hands, like you said.
It's a testament to the true wrestling skills of Nakajima and the instruction of Sasaki in teaching him and preparing him for the wrestling wars.
Team here by the Japanese duo. Off the ropes goes Albright. Down goes Albright. Double shoulder block. Sasaki with a step over toe hold. Variation on the Indian deathlock here. Nakajima keeping Roderick Strong at bay. Knowing Strong might come in to try to save his partner.
On the pain of the hold, forcing the shoulders of Brent Albright to be flat against the canvas right there for a near fall.
Front face lock applied at the same time as Strong desperately trying to get to Brent Albright.
And now he's the victim of a submission hold himself.
Triangle choke. Albright and Sasaki continuing to battle.
Well, but look at the strength of Roderick. He elevated Nakajima and saved his partner at the same time.
Basically just dropped Nakajima onto Sasaki and Albright to force him to relinquish the hold.
That took a lot out of Brent Albright. You gotta wonder how much damage was done to his legs in that hold right there.
Was lying in the corner by Sasaki and another tag. In comes Katsuhiko Nakajima.
Pulling Brent Albright out of the corner, looking to send him off the ropes. What elevation on the drop kick.
Again, right into the cover, hooking the leg, and again, Albright at 2. Gets the shoulder off the canvas, very close to making the tag.
Come on, Brent! No! We are truly looking at the future of professional wrestling, at least in Japan, perhaps worldwide, in the 20-year-old prodigy, Katsuhiko Nakajima.
Fans urging Brent Albright to make the tag here, very close to his corner. Nakajima trying to put a stop to his momentum. Then back to their feet, side headlock, and Nakajima able to bring Albright to his half of the ring, where Sasaki makes the tag from behind. Big blow to the back by Sasaki, drags Albright to the center of the ring. This man with a hold of the leg, driving the knees down to the canvas of Brent Albright. Boston Crab.
More damage done to the legs of Brent Albright as well as the back in this hold.
You give up! No!
Sasaki and Nakajima very wisely trying to wear down the largest man in this matchup. Take away his power, his strength, keep him grounded as much as possible. But Albright able to reach the ropes to force a break. It did take a lot out of him though.
The fans were urging Albright on there, but he was able to make it to the ropes. Gingerly gets back to his feet, met with a chop off the ropes. Looks to clothesline. Albright with a head of steam. Both men had the same idea, connecting with clotheslines, and both men go down.
Well, they collided with one another very hard, and it took a lot out of both competitors. Now struggling to get back to a standing position. Nakajima waiting for the tag, as is Roderick Strong with his arm outstretched.
Sasaki is the closer of the two to his corner, but Albright able to leap and make the tag, and Sasaki tags in to Nakajima as well. Hard chops from Roderick Strong. Nakajima for the ride, hits the buckle. Forearm in the corner, lariat in the corner. Off the ropes, drop kick by Strong.
And Strong is full of energy. He's been waiting on the apron for quite a while. Backbreaker.
Only 2, he caught the leg of Nakajima as he went for one of those kicks. Turned into a leg cradle backbreaker off the ropes. It's a clothesline. Oh, what a boot from Nakajima right to the face.
He went flying through the air to connect with that boot. And in comes Sasaki again.
Just barrels his way into the corner.
Pounding away on Roderick. Taking him on a tour of the corners and throwing him down to the mat. Just brutalizing Roderick Strong.
Fans here in Philly showing their appreciation for all 4 of these men and their efforts. Strong caught with a knee after 2 wicked chops. Judo throw. Sasaki says that's it.
That could be it right there. No, Roderick with enough to kick out.
Oh, what a show of power by Sasaki. One-arm powerbomb.
Submission predicament right here for Roderick Strong. Will he be forced to tap?
Brent Albright back to his feet, able to break it up.
There's Nakajima. He's going to neutralize Brent Albright if he can't, sends him through the ropes.
Albright hangs on for the moment until being kicked down to the floor.
And now Sasaki and Nakajima both inside the ring with Roderick Strong. Into the corner goes Sasaki. Nakajima with Roderick. Looking for the gutbuster. And he gets it.
Both knees right into the midsection of Nakajima, who rolls out to the outside. Brent Albright makes the tag. Double team here by Albright and Strong. We're blocking a leg, a variation on a leg lariat.
Going for the air raid crash. Brent Albright's got him up. Air raid crash. Hooks the leg. Nakajima makes the save.
Strong pitches Nakajima out to the floor immediately. They continue to work the double team on Sasaki here. Full Nelson by Albright, but Sasaki frees himself. Lariat on Strong.
Ooh, what a super kick. Kicks in combination from Nakajima.
Listen to that impact.
What fantastic, brutalizing teamwork. And using his protege as a weapon. Cover. No. Roderick makes a save.
He gets a boot to the back for his troubles. And up and over with the dive goes Nakajima.
Turns him inside out. Oh, it looks like Sasaki plans on finishing the job with Brent Albright.
Northern Lights bomb. Cover. He got him.
Here are your winners, a team of Kensuke Sasaki and Katsuhiko Nakajima.
I give a ton of credit to both Roderick Strong and Brent Albright for their showing in that matchup, but victorious tonight here in Philadelphia, here in Ring of Honor, Kensuke Sasaki and Katsuhiko Nakajima.
and grisly location that Larry Sweeney, CEO and president of Sweet and Sour Incorporated, is proud to announce one of the most groundbreaking moments in the history of Ring of Honor. The formation of the American Wolves! You boys ready? Tonight, Davey, Richards, Eddie Edwards. Tonight, we make history.
You know, for too long, boys been fighting over the World Tag Team titles. Well, get ready, because now two wolves had just begun to smell blood. Two wolves had just begun to hunt. And know this, these wolves are gonna devour.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Do this.
Ain't no doubt about it, baby.
Introducing first, being accompanied by Larry Sweeney from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 105 kilos, he is representing Sweet and Sour Incorporated, Go Shiozaki! His opponent from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 149 kilos, Takeshi Murashima! Fans here in Philadelphia showing their respect for the former Ring of Honor World Champion Takeshi Murashima. In our next matchup here, singles competition at All-Star Extravaganza 4, as Murashima is set to take on Sweet and Sour Incorporated's Go Shiozaki, accompanied to ringside by Super Agent Larry Sweeney. And Shiozaki looking to get on track early here against the massive Murashima, and one chop takes the big man off his feet.
It's an impressive feat in and of itself. And Shiozaki over the top into the floor takes Murashima down.
Takeshi Murashima held the Ring of Honor World Championship for 8 months. He defeated the notorious 187 Homicide back in February of 2007 and defended it until October of that same year before losing it to current world champion Nigel McGuinness.
Murashima was a dominant and brutal world champion during his reign. In many ways, Go Shiozaki was just trying to follow in the footsteps of someone like Murashima and become a success in the United States after initially breaking in Japan. And Shiozaki, though he hasn't won the ROH World title, did win the FIP World Heavyweight Championship and defended that successfully on several occasions here in Ring of Honor.
He was beating Eric Stevens back in Heat Stroke 2008, which won the FIP World Heavyweight title for Go Shiozaki. And he lost that belt just 1 week ago in Crystal River to Tyler Black. And he's looking to get back on the winning track here against the massive Takeshi Murashima, and he is looking very good in the early portion of this matchup here.
Go Shiozaki actually made his Ring of Honor debut at the Eye of the Storm event, one-night tournament for a future title shot, and faced the winner of that tournament, Kevin Steen, in the finals. Very impressive showing in that tournament by Go Shiozaki, really getting things off on a good note from the very beginning here on.
That was a show that really had a very impromptu nature to it. Many people were scheduled to be on that show, unable to make it to the venue due to a massive snowstorm that hit the Northeast, turned into a one-night opportunity for 8 wrestlers to get a shot at the world title. And Go Shiozaki's first match was actually against the Necro Butcher.
Tried to get the body slam on the big man right there, unsuccessful. But the dropkick does take Murashima off his feet. Actually, that tournament was his debut in the United States for ROH anyway. He did compete in ROH competition in other parts of the world prior to that. Right now, he's got Murashima. It is the advantage for Go Shiozaki right now. Could be looking for a superplex on the big man.
He was able to get him elevated and put him up on the top turnbuckle, but now that he's got him up there, what's he going to do with him? Hung him upside down in the trio, putting the boots to him. continuing to kick away at Morishima as a warning for referee Paul Turner. Shiozaki caught Morishima with that kick right to the face as the big man back up on his feet, elbow to the back of the head. Trying to continue to work over the massive former world champion Takeshi Morishima. European uppercut backs him up. Knife edge chop to the chest. And it has been almost all Go Shiozaki until this last very second here.
Well, he's firing back and he takes Shiozaki off his feet. You know, he does have his hands full, does Morishima, with Go Shiozaki here tonight, but you gotta wonder, is he thinking about tomorrow night in New York City, where we will see Morishima and American Dragon Bryan Danielson renew their rivalry once again, but this time in a fight without honor.
Yeah, hopefully a conclusion to that epic feud that has lasted some 16 months here in ROH competition. And Go had trouble getting the big man off his feet earlier. Is he going to be able to get him up for a pile driver? I'm not so sure, but he's trying.
Whether it's a pile driver or a power bomb, it is a very large-framed wrestler to try to get that maneuver on and unsuccessful. Go's a very strong wrestler, but, I mean, Morishima's at his largest I've ever seen him.
Runs into the big boot from Shiozaki, who charged out of the corner, right into the side slam. And Go immediately rolling out to the floor very wisely. Unable to immediately capitalize on that offensive maneuver was Morishima, but he is out to the floor.
I don't know if it was so wise to roll to the floor because now Morishima has the opportunity to inflict some punishment. Oh, not only destroyed that chair and the barricade, but also Go Shiozaki is in the process.
May have just destroyed Go Shiozaki is right. And that's the kind of offense that we saw out of Takeshi Morishima during his title reign as world champion. I mean, the classic matches he had with guys like Nigel McGuinness, back at Fighting Spirit in Edison, New Jersey, Austin Aries at the Battle of St. Paul, Bryan Danielson at Manhattan Mayhem, as well as Man Up.
You got this. No doubt he had memorable contests defending the Ring of Honor World Championship. And it took a couple of occasions of McGuinness challenging Morishima to finally pull out that victory to become the Ring of Honor World Champion. Okay, there you go. Take your time.
Larry Sweeney still giving encouragement as you see the back of Go Shiozaki has now fallen victim to what many wrestlers have termed the most dangerous barricades they've ever been inside of. The ROH barricades has claimed another victim, Dave. They've sliced open the back of Go Shiozaki.
Remember when they shredded CM Punk? I believe it was James Gibson versus CM Punk for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And just Irish whips into the barricade, shredded the back. The sharp edges of those barricades sliced the flesh of Punk and has done a lot of damage to wrestlers on many occasions here in the Ring of Honor.
Sweeney having a conversation with referee Paul Turner, who is trying to get Shiozaki back inside the ring as Morishima impatiently waits for his opponent to make his way back inside the ring. And now just standing on the chest of Shiozaki, 330 plus pounds, right on the chest cavity of Go Shiozaki.
Tried to get a shot into the midsection. It didn't really faze Morishima, who's now standing on the throat of Shiozaki. Unable to get back to a standing position. Unable to breathe as well. And Go Shiozaki had a very memorable match at the 6th anniversary show for Ring of Honor in New York City against Austin Aries. As well teamed up with Shima and Eric Stevens to take on the No Remorse Corps at the Dragon Gate Challenge 2 in Orlando, Florida. That was the main event of that night.
Tremendous matchup that was. Jam-packed crowd in Orlando. Both nights that Ring of Honor made its Florida debut, and look forward to going back to Florida in 2009. Right now, Go Shiozaki, victim of the rear chin lock.
And Morishima used his body as a weapon, as he frequently does, hurled all of his body weight at Shiozaki before now applying this wear-down hold to take away the energy and the strength of Go Shiozaki. He didn't have enough energy when he was a fresh man at the beginning of the matchup, trying to get a body slam on Morishima, but now he's even more worn down and make it even more difficult to hit any of those power moves.
Morishima ducked a little too soon and paying the price. Chop to the chest from Go. Morishima sent for the ride. Knocked down hard by Shiozaki. Hooks the leg. But only two. Free Paul Turner right there, and Shiozaki looks to follow up. Maintain the advantage he has gained on Morishima. Irish whip to the buckle. Chop to the chest by Go. Leaping Enziguri. Running knee strike in the corner. Nice flurry from Shiozaki.
So much for taking away his energy. Can he get him up for the Fisherman Buster?
Again, the size of Morishima just too much for Go to overcome. Puts on the brakes.
Wow, look at the power of Shiozaki.
Cover!
Morishima able to get the shoulder up. Great display of strength right there. Took a few attempts, but he was finally able to get the big man up, and he's going to try that powerbomb or pile driver once again.
And again, Morishima able to block. There's too much weight for Go.
That body drop, but ooh, sat down with all the body weight, crushing the chest of Shiozaki, and now it looks like Morishima, with all that size, is going to climb to the top and fly through the air.
Something not many people his size can do, but he does very well. Missile drop kick.
And it sent Go reeling all the way back into the opposite corner.
Go's just, I think, on instinct, trying to get back to his feet here. Running clothesline in the corner by Morishima. Uranagi. Cover.
Me too.
Now hook the leg, and Shiozaki gets the left shoulder up.
It's very wise on Larry Sweeney's part thus far to not physically interject himself into this match. Oh, and right there, Paul Turner sent to the ropes, perhaps inadvertently, by Go Shiozaki.
Yeah, with Larry Sweeney at ringside, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that inadvertent.
And now Go, once again, looking to put his power to use. Superplex!
But Morishima's back up. Clothesline by Go. No.
Only two.
Morishima credit. Absorbed a tremendous blow, but got the shoulder off the canvas. Reversal of the whip.
Oh, he caught Morishima out of midair and planted him with the suplex.
Morishima likes to use that flying hip attack, and Go had it scouted.
Shot right to the throat. Lariat in combination. Hooks the leg.
Again, Morishima gets the shoulder up just in time. Might be time for the moonsault.
Oh, he has a beautiful moonsault in his repertoire, but didn't have enough damage done to Morishima to keep him down. Powerbomb.
No!
2.5.
You can't get much closer than that. Paul Turner right there. Shiozaki gets the left shoulder up. Back on his feet for the backdrop driver.
Go feels it coming and blocked.
Elbow, not much effect. Back and forth. Big boot from Morishima. Runs through that chop. That one connects, as does the second. Lariat.
Both of these men hitting very hard here in Philadelphia. Backdrop driver. He nails it.
Right on the back of his head. That's got to be it. Cover. He got it.
Here is your winner, Takeshi Morishima.
Morishima passes a very tough test tonight in Go Shiozaki, but tomorrow night it's Bryan Danielson at the Hammerstein Ballroom in a fight without honor.
contest. Just like in America, the spinning. Bloody ring, leave the rear wrestler in it.
Three-way tag team elimination match here at All-Star Extravaganza 4 as the Ring of Honor World Champion Nigel McGuinness, along with his partner, the very European Claudio Castagnoli, taking on the former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Jay and Mark Briscoe and the American Wolves of Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, accompanied to ringside by Super Agent Larry Sweeney.
And it will be the Ring of Honor World Champion Nigel McGuinness starting things off with Jay Briscoe. Nigel has a very important matchup tomorrow night in New York City at Final Battle, defending the Ring of Honor World Championship against Naomichi Marufuji in a rematch. They did battle back at Glory by Honor 5 Night 2. At the time it was for Marufuji's GHC Heavyweight Championship. Things a little bit different now here in 2008 as Nigel has the ROH World title and that belt will be on the line tomorrow. But tonight, for Nigel McGuinness, it's all about proving his successfulness or potential as a tag team unit with Claudio Castagnoli in the European Union of sorts.
Face lock grab by McGuinness has been able to control the head of Jay Briscoe. Now has the cravat. Looking to find his way free. Scoops up the world champion. A nice side suplex, but Nigel very tenaciously hanging on to the cravat. Shaking his head, no, no, no. Jay Briscoe's not going to get out of it that simple. Arm drag, but no. Yet again, the cravat hung on to by the world champion. Nice display of aggressiveness right there by Nigel McGuinness.
Nigel and Claudio did team up a couple of weeks ago in Collinsville, Illinois, the St. Louis area, wrestling at the Gateway, and worked very well as a team during that matchup. See if they can continue looking impressive for tonight, but right now it is Jay Briscoe with the advantage here. As Nigel, his time in his own corner, getting back to a standing position. Resuming battle in this matchup. Elimination style. Only one team will stand victorious at the end of this one.
Aggressive tag to Davey Richards by the world champion.
It's a smart move by McGuinness to get himself out on the apron along with his partner and keep members of the other two teams in this elimination matchup inside the ring, because, hey, if you're not inside the ring, you can't be eliminated, and it's a good strategy if you want to come out the winners.
Roman knuckle lock test of strength here between Richards and Jay Briscoe, and it's Jay Briscoe shoulders down on the canvas for a near fall, but bridging back up and trying to power his way to a standing position, and does. Trying to do the same to Davey Richards, but look at the neck strength of Davey, keeping his shoulders off the canvas. Back to his feet, kicking away the arm of Jay Briscoe right into the hammerlock. Single leg pickup, down goes Jay Briscoe, traps the legs, goes on to his back. Variation of the surfboard here by Davey.
Not just the neck strength of Davey Richards being able to maintain that bridge at that one point, but he is in top physical form, period. Very strong individual, and as a result of living in Japan for that period of time, sent there by Larry Sweeney.
Keep him away from Roderick Strong.
I think it was more just to fine-tune his game, get him in top physical form, while also working on his wrestling skills. He's never looked better than right now in terms of his wrestling skill, scientific style, how hard he can hit, and just his conditioning. And Eddie Edwards is a wrestler who has competed on a regular basis in Pro Wrestling Noah as well, spent time in the dojos there, and he has very similar wrestling disciplines to a Davey Richards, and I think that they will work well as a tag team unit.
To his feet, the front face lock by Jay Briscoe, who backs into his own corner, and gets the tag to Brother Mark. So Mark Briscoe firing away with right hands on Eddie Edwards in the corner. Grabs the head scissors, and I wonder if Mark Briscoe is going to show any ill effects from the knee injury he has suffered recently, but so far, looking very good in his brief flurry here against Eddie Edwards, who also showing some neck strength with the bridge right there, and So trying to find a way out of the head scissors by Mark Briscoe.
Nothing wrong with the arms of Mark Briscoe, doing a few push-ups right there while keeping the head scissors applied. He did injure that knee in Dayton, Ohio at Escalation, and he was basically a one-legged wrestler going into the Rising Above pay-per-view in Chicago the next night when they challenged for the World Tag Team titles against Kevin Steen and El Generico. They were unable to win the tag team titles in that matchup, but you know, Mark Briscoe is one of those guys that, injured or not, he's going to get in that ring and fight. And you know, sometimes it's not in his best interest to be inside the ring when he has a weakness like that, but so far, he's looking good in this matchup. Right now is Nigel McGuinness back in there with Eddie Edwards, but now in the wrong part of town as both of the American Wolves in the corner with Nigel, and out to the floor he goes. Brains!
Very smart move on the part of McGuinness. He was caught, like you said, in the wrong part of town. Both members of the American Wolves were ready to double team him, and he quickly slipped between the ropes and out to the floor to escape harm's way. Now goes all the way to the opposite side of the ring to his own corner before making his way back inside the ring. Smartly done by the world champion.
Not only in world title matches, but any match, whether it's a tag team match such as this, Nigel McGuinness wants to set the pace and dictate the matches he's involved in.
There's a tag by Jay Briscoe, clubbing away on Davey, chop to the chest. Briscoe fires right back with a hard chop of his own and a right hand as well. Headbutt.
Oh, both men are getting very aggressive here.
Two of the more physical men in this matchup are Richards and Jay Briscoe. And the cross arm breaker by Jay Briscoe has Davey immediately going to the ropes to force the break.
It's a physical and intense wrestling.
Irish whip, Davey hard to the corner. Going in with a clothesline did Jay and made the tag to Mark. Crazy Mark Briscoe going to work lefts and rights in the corner. Forearm shots to the side of the head as well. Some down with a suplex, hooks the leg. Only gets a 1 count and right to a rear chin lock.
Trying to take away the energy of Davey Richards here. The Briscoes did win a tag team gauntlet matchup in Collinsville at Wrestling at the Gateway to earn the opportunity to face Nakajima and Sasaki tomorrow night at Final Battle. And Mark Briscoe's knee did hold up quite well during the course of that gauntlet. They were able to pull out the victory.
Getting double teamed in the corner by the Wolves. Headbutt by Edwards. And again, driving his head right to the side of the head of Mark Briscoe, who's trying to fight back, but a series of headbutts is giving the Wolves the advantage. Reversal of the whip, off the ropes goes Edwards, right into the elbow of Mark Briscoe, who makes the tag to Brother Jay. He's caught with a big boot to the ribcage.
And there's the suplex from Jay Briscoe. Right into a cover he goes on Eddie Edwards, but able to kick out. What's interesting in this matchup, the team of McGuinness and Castagnoli, Nigel takes the opportunity to interject himself physically right there. McGuinness and Castagnoli have similar objectives in a matchup like this as Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. They want to establish themselves as a tag team force in Ring of Honor. They have a lot of potential, both of these teams do. In there in a three-way elimination matchup against perhaps the most successful team in Ring of Honor history, the Briscoes.
Kicking away. Now European uppercut backs Jay Briscoe into the corner where Nigel McGuinness is keeping him in place. Another boot to the gut and a tag now to the world champion.
Some of these fans trying to take Claudio off his game, chanting "Hey" at him. Doesn't quite like it though.
Buck to the midsection by McGuinness. Here's the two-fingered salute to the fans here in the city of brotherly love.
A whole lot of headbutts in this matchup, Ronnie. That's from the American Wolves. They're working very effectively utilizing the headbutt. And Nigel as well. And now Claudio, the big double axe handle.
Right into a cover. He gets two. And Claudio howling at the corner of the American Wolves. European uppercuts. Back and forth go the champion and his partner, who's decimating Jay Briscoe with those European uppercuts. And a gut-wrench suplex, nicely done by Castagnoli.
Show his power right there.
Referee tied up with Mark Briscoe in the corner. That may have just cost Claudio an elimination right there. Jay was able to kick out once Todd Sinclair was able to make the count. Hard chop to the chest by McGuinness. And one from Castagnoli as well. Proud of himself. McGuinness again fires away, but Jay right back. Claudio from the outside with a cheap shot.
Well, he's in the wrong corner right now, is Jay Briscoe. And both of the Europeans are double teaming him now, sending him into the ropes.
Super kick. A clothesline off the ropes. High cross body.
Effectively wrestling both Nigel and Claudio all by himself here, Jay Briscoe.
They wanted to consider going for the cover there, but instead continuing the fight. As Claudio in the corner, charged with the clothesline. Off the ropes with momentum, big boot connects. Into a cover. Again, only two. This time it's Castagnoli with his shoulder off the canvas. Briscoe directing traffic. He scoops up Castagnoli for a slam. Telling Mark to go up. And all in the top goes Mark Briscoe.
No tag was made.
Big elbow connects.
Get him out of the ring, ref. That's illegal.
There's the cover, but McGinnis in to break it up.
And the referee has his hands full in this one, trying to maintain order with 6 athletes.
The American Wolves content to watch Mark Briscoe and Nigel McGinnis do battle out on the floor. Nigel hits the steel. Castagnoli getting rocked by right hands, courtesy of Jay Briscoe, still inside the ring.
Well, the Wolves are being smart, waiting on the apron for an elimination or the right moment to interject themselves, and Davey Richards just did so as they were going for the springboard doomsday device.
Oh, and right after that bad knee.
He's focusing on it on the floor. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Jay Briscoe delivers the forearm to Eddie Edwards. Bicycle kick ducked.
Blind tag by Edwards, though. Pop-up European by Castagnoli. Edwards from behind. He got him. Whoa!
Claudio Castagnoli and ROH World Champion Nigel McGinnis have been eliminated.
Nigel McGinnis, the world champion, and his partner Claudio Castagnoli have been eliminated first.
That's got to be some kind of an upset. I mean, take nothing away from the American Wolves, but I got to think that's an upset, Dave. I don't know.
Oh, Claudio has lost it. He just grabbed the timekeeper and threw him into the front row.
Well, speaking of upset, Claudio Castagnoli is snapped yet again. The European Union is pissed.
Well, they are eliminated from this matchup. It is down to the American Wolves and the Briscoes.
Davey!
And now it's the Wolves working in combination inside Cradle.
Only 2 right after the alarm clock by Davey Richards. Now he goes immediately back to work on the injured knee of Mark Briscoe. Just targeting that body part are the Wolves. They are looking to decimate the right knee of Mark Briscoe as the fans here in Philly trying to give the Briscoes some encouragement.
Sends him to the floor. Eddie Edwards going to work on Mark Briscoe on the floor. Slams that bad knee into the steel barricade. The referee isn't seeing any of it as he's trying to keep Jay in his corner.
Mark Briscoe wasn't showing any ill effects from that knee injury earlier on. He certainly is going to be showing it now. Back inside the ring, right into the waiting clutches of Davey Richards.
Spinning toe hold, and out of the figure 4 he goes. He's got it cinched in now. Will Mark Briscoe be able to hang in there and withstand this pain?
Davey really wrenching down, trying to put as much pressure on the hold as possible. Mark in obvious pain, but Jay from the outside with a boot to the back of the head of Davey Richards to break it up.
Again, no tag was made. Referee needs to keep him in his corner.
Precisely what he's doing now is American Wolves now.
They're staying
continuing to work over the right knee of Mark Briscoe. Forearm sends Davey down to the floor and trying to fight away Eddie Edwards, but it's Edwards with the advantage in the corner. Series of forearms. And a boot right to the inside of the knee.
Very smart tag team wrestling out of the American Wolves here. They've picked that body part that they know is a weakness in the Briscoes. You gotta think Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, if they want to solidify their standing as a tag team here in ROH, if they can score the victory here and defeat the Briscoes, and when you think tag team wrestling in Ring of Honor, you think Jay and Mark. And if they can pull out a win here, it would mean a lot for the American Wolves and the future here in ROH competition.
Oh, I'm sure that Kevin Steen and El Generico would certainly have to take note of a victory like that, and I'd be hard-pressed to think that a title shot wouldn't be in their future. After picking up a big victory like that, that is still a long way from being accomplished here in this matchup. But Mark Briscoe needs to find a way to make the tag as Jay is impatiently waiting on the apron.
And connects with that enziguri. Follows up with a boot to the side of the head. Wisely pulling him away from the ropes. Keeping hold of that bad leg and converting into the half crab. Eddie Edwards now. Referee in perfect position to hear if Mark Briscoe needs to submit. He's got to think about his future. Serious damage could be done to that knee right here.
But Mark Briscoe fortunately made it to the ropes to force the break. But another tag between the American Wolves. Shot to the rib cage by Richards. Mark trying to fight his way back.
Ooh, what a shot to the midsection.
Hard kick right to the gut and enziguri.
Will this give him the opportunity to get to Jay and get a fresh wrestler tagged in?
Jay fires away from the outside, belly to back suplex, and there's the tag. Jay Briscoe in. Clothesline in the corner on Richards. Clothesline knocks down Eddie Edwards, and another. Jay Briscoe on fire here, working over both of the American Wolves. Places Edwards up on the top. Chop to the back. Trio row. Boots to the midsection. Catches Richards face first to the lower nutsack region.
That's right. Unfortunate for the American Wolves. Jay Briscoe, though, has no choice but to battle against both of his opponents by himself. Falcon Arrow, but only two. I mean, his brother is basically no help at this point. He's a one-legged man here in this tag team matchup.
Richards up on the shoulder. Fires away with an elbow to free himself.
Avoided taking the Death Valley driver from Jay Briscoe.
Got one more time off the ropes. Caught with a choke slam. What elevation by Jay Briscoe. Cover. And it's Edwards in to break it up just in the nick of time.
Here comes Mark. He's only got one leg, but he's nonetheless continuing to fight, as we've seen so many times from him in the past.
Pitches Edwards out to the floor immediately, and now the Briscoes look to double team Davey Richards. Off the ropes he goes. Double shoulder block.
Oh, but Mark collapsed after delivering that shoulder tackle, and he's clutching his knee once again. Jay needs to end this match quickly. Death Valley driver, he gets it this time.
Looking to do just that. Cover. Hooks the leg, but only gets two.
Oh, the Briscoes have their hands full with this new tag team force in Ring of Honor, the American Wolf.
They've been very impressive so far in this matchup. Looking for the Jay Driller, though, might try to finish him off here. Can he get him off his feet?
Able to block. Richards rolls through, grabs hold of the legs. Slingshot right to the forearm.
Edwards on the apron, connects with that forearm and climbs to the top. Drops the knee right across the throat. Then a forearm sends Mark down to the floor. Cover! But again, two only for the Wolves.
It takes a lot to put away the Briscoes. That's why they've been so successful as a tag team over the years.
Hard chop to the chest. Irish whip into the corner. Goes Jay with the elbow up. Leaping enziguri. He's got Jay across his back. Back. Chin breaker. Cover.
Jay able to kick out at about 2.5. Eddie Edwards back to his feet, though. He needs to stay on the man. Needs to follow up here. A victory here against the Briscoes will mean a lot for the American Wolves. Going for the 2K1 bomb.
Mark Briscoe from the outside puts a stop to it. Briscoe's clubbing away on Edwards. Here comes Richards. Temper's starting to flare here.
Oh, it's just turning into a fight here. No fancy wrestling moves. They're just duking it out.
Oh, it's fisticuffs here with the Briscoes and the Wolves.
Oh, Edwards just drop kicked the bad knee of Mark Briscoe. Boot to the midsection of Jay. What a combination.
Super kick German. Cover.
No. Wow, what teamwork from the American Wolves, but it still isn't enough to pin Jay Briscoe.
Oh, what fight on the part of Jay Briscoe as well. Somehow managing to get the shoulder off the canvas, but the Wolves are not done yet.
Oh, incredible teamwork out of Richards and Edwards thus far.
Oh, wait, they're going for the Briscoes all move, the Doomsday Device.
Oh, but there's Mark to come to his aid. Jay firing away.
Mark on top with Richards. Exploder off the top. Victory roll. This could be it. No! So very close. Ducks the clothesline, boot to the midsection. Jay Driller nails it. Cover. 1, 2, 3. He got it.
The American Wolves have been eliminated. Here are your winners, the Briscoes.
This might be the first you've seen of the American Wolves, but it certainly ain't the last. We ain't gonna let the first bump in the road get us down. You're gonna be hearing a lot more about these guys.
はい、今日は、フィラデルフィアで、オースティン・エイリーズ選手とのシングルマッチに臨むわけですが、彼とは過去に戦っていないと記憶しておりますが、どういうふうに、攻略していくつもりでしょうか。
そうですね、オースティン・エイリーズは、すごいいい選手だと聞いてるんで、ROH のスタイルとジャパニーズスタイルを融合したいい試合ができればなと思います。
He says that Aries is a very good wrestler, and he's seen it, and then he's seen it in Japan and here in ROH many times, and he's looking forward to a good match with the Japanese style and the American style matchup tonight.
ROHWrestling.com is your one-stop hub for all wrestling merchandise you may need, whether it's action figures, hats, or books, t-shirts, autographs, or posters. Everything you need is at ROHWrestling.com, including tons of DVDs from Ring of Honor, Shimmer, FIP, WWE, TNA, independent promotions, shoot interviews, international leagues, and more. Call 215-781-2500 or visit www.ROHWrestling.com for all your wrestling merchandise needs.
Introducing first, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing 205 pounds, Austin Aries.
Singles competition in our next match here at All-Star Extravaganza 4 is the former Ring of Honor World Champion Austin Aries to take on Naomichi Marufuji, his way back here to the United States from his home in Japan.
Marufuji is a former GHC heavyweight champion himself. Austin Aries has climbed to the top of the mountain here in Ring of Honor, and Marufuji in his home promotion of Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan has earned top honors there. So All-Star Extravaganza 4, we're bringing the top talent from around the world here in Philadelphia for you fans at home to watch and the fans here in Philly to witness live.
Clean break by Aries. Collar elbow had Marufuji backed into the corner. They circled each other one more time. Match between two very quick athletes. Marufuji a little bit of a size advantage on Aries, and once again Aries this time backed into the ropes. Again, immediate clean break for Marufuji.
Height advantage, I would say, in terms of strength, they're about even, perhaps a little bit more in the favor of Austin Aries.
He's locked by Aries. Marufuji switches and takes control of the waist. Aries immediately makes it to the ropes and gets himself a clean break.
Quickly back to a standing position is Aries. Tomorrow night he will take on Tyler Black in the #1 contenders matchup for the ROH World Championship. They did battle a couple weeks ago in Collinsville, Illinois, at Wrestling at the Gateway, which saw Tyler defeat Austin Aries with God's last gift, the small package driver. So Austin Aries looking to rebound from that loss and pick up a victory here tonight against one of the top wrestlers out of Japan.
A series of reversals right there by Marufuji. Controls the wrist lock on Aries. Well, it's Austin Aries' turn to utilize his quickness to get himself an escape into a fireman's carry. Drops down with the leg right across the bicep and grabs himself a side headlock. And showing their technical skills here in the early going. Cover there, and only a 1 count by Marufuji as Aries still clamps down on the side headlock. Once again, the shoulders down to the canvas for 1. Once again, Austin Aries able to maneuver back into the favored position. Fuji one more time went for a cover, but this time Aries able to roll all the way through to his knees and now back to his feet, still maintaining control of the side headlock. You mentioned Aries' match tomorrow night against Tyler Black for the #1 contendership, and for some wrestlers you might think they'd be looking ahead to tomorrow night, seeing how important that matchup is to getting a future title shot here in Ring of Honor. But Austin Aries has been around a long time. He's a veteran of the ring, and I know that he would not take Marufuji for granted for 1 second, no matter what kind of a match he had tomorrow night in New York.
He knows what kind of an athlete Marufuji is, the skills that he brings to the table, and I'm sure that Austin Aries views this as just a test of whether or not he should be the #1 contender. If he can't get through Marufuji tonight, why should he face Tyler for #1 contendership tomorrow night? It should be Marufuji in that case. I know that Marufuji wants to prove that he still is one of the top wrestlers in the world, and that includes here in Ring of Honor, here in the States.
Test of strength here between Aries and Marufuji.
It's very difficult to pick a winner of a match like this in advance because they're such skilled wrestlers.
Aries with the side headlock. As he switched things up, Marufuji was expecting the second-handed knuckle lock, but Aries 1 step ahead right there, outsmarting Marufuji for the moment. Leapfrog by Marufuji, went for the kick. Aries put on the brakes, however.
You mentioned earlier they're going hold for hold. They have great scientific prowess as professional wrestlers, but they're also two very quick wrestlers. Both rely on their speed. Marufuji known for that fake out. It all comes down to the speed and the quickness of him doing that to his opponents, catch them off guard and take them down. As they circle once again. They both can take flight as well. Austin Aries known for the 450, as well as the heat-seeking missile, dive through the ropes, up to the floor, and you know that Marufuji can go from one corner to the other with that coast-to-coast drop kick.
Shoulder tackle, down goes Aries, up and over. Leapfrog by Aries, and Aries now showing the quickness. Japanese arm drag, right back to his feet, and another arm drag. Takes Marufuji down to the canvas and controlling the arm is Austin Aries. Head scissor by Marufuji.
He knows that Aries is a master of escaping the head scissors. Drop kick, so I'm sure that he has that scouted, and he will do his best to avoid it. Can Aries release himself from the head scissors? He does, but he does not connect with the drop kick. Like I said, Marufuji had it scouted, and Aries had that kick scouted as well.
Front chancery, driving the knees to the face. Trying to lock in the last chancery, but
he was too close to the ropes.
Marufuji smartly rolled to the floor, after absorbing a couple of knees right to the mush.
Come on, inside, Marufuji.
He's still feeling the effects of those blows out on the outside.
It's a little early on in the contest for Aries to be able to cinch in the last chancery. And his opponent weakened enough to not get to the rope, not squirm out of the hold somehow.
I think it might be a case of Aries maybe trying to put the notion into the head of his opponent. However, that hold could come at any time, and he better be careful.
It's very true, and right now, trying to hold on to the waist of Austin Aries, but he breaks free.
Aries puts on the brakes, avoids the clothesline, but runs right into the super kick. Marufuji tried to use that trademark maneuver where he follows his opponent into the ropes and delivers the clothesline himself. Aries able to avoid that maneuver, but walks right into a vicious super kick from Marufuji. And out on the floor, Aries now.
These are two wrestlers who do their homework before getting in the ring against an opponent, especially a top flight athlete, such as the two men in this matchup. Aries knows exactly what Marufuji does, what he's known for, his signature moves, and the same can be said for Marufuji studying Austin Aries.
Off the tights.
Face lock attempt at a suplex by Marufuji, and Aries puts on the brakes, trying to suplex Marufuji out to the floor, but couldn't get him off of his feet. And over the top rope, but both men back inside the ring. Waist lock by Aries, elbows by Marufuji. Off the ropes he goes. Aries follows in behind with the clothesline and missed. Jump toe hold by Marufuji. Here comes the quickness we talked about earlier, as this time it's Aries able to escape as he saw that kick coming from the basement.
Marufuji had the advantage during most of that exchange, but it all came down to Aries moving out of the way of the kick and avoiding that final impact.
And after that super kick that he ate just a few moments ago, I was pretty sure that Aries was going to do everything he could to avoid another foot from Marufuji coming towards his head, if at all possible.
And just like at the beginning of this match, we start off with another collar and elbow. Backing Aries into the corner is Marufuji.
Much of a clean break this time, however, as Marufuji stomps Aries down into the corner and now stands on his chest. There's a warning from referee Paul Turner. And right back down with the feet.
2, 3, 4, off the face.
Breaking just before the count of 5. Language barrier getting in the way.
He knows. Count of 5.
Over the back of the head by Marufuji. And another one rocks Aries. Stumbles into the far corner. Chop to the chest by Marufuji.
I'm disappointed Marufuji got a haircut. He had that awesome fro going for a while. Now he kind of looks normal. I'm disappointed.
Come on, Aries, yes or no, Aries?
Really coiffed. Nomichi Marufuji. Sorry to disappoint you, Dave.
Extensive vocabulary. Breaks the bottom of the feet, the bottom of his boots across the eyes of Austin Aries right there. Now looking to do some damage to the neck. Soften up Aries in preparation for the Shiranui, which does a lot of damage to the neck.
Now it's Austin Aries on the receiving end yet again from another kick from Nomichi Marufuji in the back of the head. Knife edge chop to the chest, and Aries spins him back around. From the left side goes Aries. The right side Marufuji. Exchanging chops.
Tremendous.
Right to the bridge of the nose.
Did a lot of damage to Austin Aries, and it was unusual and unique.
Obviously a big fan of the Stooges growing up.
And he likes working over the face of his opponent. It's a couple of times now that we've seen the bottom of his boots across the eyes and the nose and the general facial region of his opponent.
I'm sure that shot to the bridge of the nose made Aries' eyes water, made it difficult for him to see for a short time.
And breathe.
Right hand by Marufuji connects.
Breathing and seeing, two very important parts of being a professional wrestler, if you want to pick up the victory.
Yeah, very true. Side headlock by Marufuji. Has the leg trapped. Switching things up.
Wow, really bending Austin Aries right in the dead center of the ring. He's nowhere near the ropes to break it, so he had to free himself from the hold. And by doing so, like that, he was able to toss Marufuji down to the canvas and forced him to release that hold.
A series of chops in the corner, and Aries has had enough. Edge chop to forearm. Fuji reverses position. A hard kick to the rib cage. Once again, Austin Aries finds himself seated in the corner on the receiving end of a boot from Marufuji. Arm drag and twist. Runs with the knee right into the back. Scoops him up and has him hung upside down on the trio O. Could be a prelude to the coast-to-coast drop kick.
I think that's what he's got in mind. He's got Aries hung upside down in position. Question is, can Aries free himself from this position before Marufuji can come soaring across the ring and connect? He does a sit-up basically in the corner, and Marufuji does not connect with the maneuver on Aries.
Great presence of mind right there by Aries to move himself out of harm's way. Neck breaker right over the second rope. Steel cable just snapping underneath the neck of Naomichi Marufuji. Elbow right to the throat.
Has him draped across the edge of the ring frame now. Aries pounding away on the neck of Marufuji. Both men working over the neck of their opponents for different signature maneuvers that target that body part. Came charging right there with the knee strike.
Quickly grabs Marufuji by the legs and drags him back to the center of the ring. Folding press. Both shoulders down, but only for two.
Here's where Marufuji is setting up for the Shiranui, weakening the neck of Aries. Aries trying to soften up that neck of Marufuji for the last chancery. A lot of pressure put on the neck of his opponent in that hold.
Again, driving the knee right between the shoulder blades. Shoulders down to the canvas, but only for two.
Tie him up here. Again, while putting a lot of pressure on the neck, pulling up on the legs as well. He might not necessarily get a submission out of this hold, but he is going to do a lot of damage and inflict more punishment to that body part.
Sits down, pinning combination, shoulders on the canvas, but...
Oh, that was very, very close. But Paul Turner right on top of things. It was only two.
That one inside shoulder was just barely off the canvas, which is why Turner didn't count three when it looked like Marufuji was going to be pinned right there. Elbow. Step over by Aries. Leaping forearm right down across the throat. Cover. Again, only two. Aries looks to be starting to pick up the pace here.
He knows that that's what he's got to do. He wants to get back on track again in singles competition here in Ring of Honor. First singles match since losing to Tyler Black in the St. Louis area. Wants to pull out that win, have momentum going into New York City tomorrow night. At the same time, Marufuji wants some momentum going into tomorrow night where he gets his opportunity at the world title against Nigel McGuinness.
An aggressive look on the face of Austin Aries here. Controls the head of Marufuji. Gets back to his feet, but face locked by Aries.
Oh, he could be going for the brainbuster here. But Marufuji trying to block.
Trying to fight to get him off the ground, but Marufuji again blocks. Hard forearm from Aries. Gut wrench suplex, nicely done. And a cover. But again, only able to get a 2 count.
And once again, just waiting for the right moment to clamp down and apply this rear chin lock, putting more pressure on the neck. And it looked like Marufuji might have been complaining about a choke right there, but I didn't necessarily see it as a choke hold.
That's the midsection by Marufuji, who hits the ropes. Top sunset flip. Shoulders down only for 2. Marufuji right back up, avoids that clothesline attempt. Wow! Another great sunset flip, but Aries with a drop kick out of it. What a counter.
Oh, it was great maneuvering from Marufuji right there, but it was Aries that hit that drop kick with precision and only gets 2.
2 Aries.
Aries perhaps getting a little bit frustrated here with the fact that Marufuji continues to kick out.
Is that what you want?
He needs to stay focused on his opponent right now and not let anyone else distract him from the task at hand. Measuring him for the elbow, but wasted too much time, and Marufuji back to his feet.
Yeah, Austin Aries spent some time joying with the fans there, and I'm not sure exactly why he was spending that time when he had Marufuji in a weakened position. He needs to stay on top of the man when he has the advantage, especially an athlete the caliber of Naomichi Marufuji, who gets the boots up into the chest of Aries and drives him face first to the bottom turnbuckle. Big show of strength by his legs there, pulling him head first into the buckle.
It was something you don't see too frequently in pro wrestling either. It's a very unique maneuver right there from Marufuji. Aries trying to get back to a standing position. I don't know if he knows where Marufuji is. He's just waiting for the right moment to charge.
Aries back to his feet in the corner. Leaping elbow from Marufuji. Brings Aries back to the center of the ring, traps the head.
What's he thinking about? Perhaps a brainbuster of his own?
Aries able to block. Aries hanging on to his, it looks like his kick pad there to get some extra strength to block this attempt. Very interesting counter right there by Aries.
Seeing a lot of unique wrestling here from both men.
Oh, quick heel kick there. Avoids that stomp though, did Aries. Caught a roll, unsuccessful. Super kick, very successful. Cover!
Not successful enough though. Aries still had enough to kick out. And Marufuji signaling he's going to finish him off. Is it time for the Shiranui?
He's got the head trapped, running up the ropes. Aries able to throw him off. Lands on his feet.
Cutbuster, STO, and the elbow in combination. Aries with the cover.
But again, Marufuji gets the shoulder up at 2. The fans seemingly a little bit more in favor of Naomichi Marufuji in this matchup, perhaps drawing the ire of Austin Aries here today.
Again, taking away his concentration, his focus a little bit. Trying to get him up once again for the brainbuster. But Marufuji knows it's coming and is trying to block.
Again, lands on his feet, waist lock. Aries runs to the ropes and the momentum takes Marufuji all the way out to the floor.
Oh, Marufuji had better look out. Here comes Aries. But Marufuji just baited him into that trap. He saw it coming and connected with Aries before he could dive.
Marufuji with a running dropkick up to the apron from the floor. Slingshot elbow. Cover. No.
What a highly contested matchup between these two great athletes.
Back and forth they have gone several times in this matchup. And right now it's Marufuji with the slight edge. Once again looking for Shiranui.
Aries trying to hold on and block the attempts. Elbows to the back of the neck. Softening him up once again. Still on his feet though is Marufuji. Aries, crucifix bomb, gets it! Oh, but he goes all the way to the floor. Can't follow up with a cover, but here comes the heat-seeking missile.
Oh, did he just drive Naomichi Marufuji into the steel barricade? Marufuji collapsed in a heap, and Aries wisely throws him right back into the ring. Goes for the cover, this might be it. No, so close.
And now, knee strikes from Aries. He's been working over that neck in preparation for the last chancery. This could be the time to cinch it in. He's got it.
Marufuji is caught right in the middle of the ring. Paul Turner right there asking if he wants to give it up. He does not, and Aries relinquishes the hold.
Going for the brainbuster, maybe. Knee strikes. Yeah, now it's time. Brainbuster. Can he get it?
Once again, Marufuji on his feet. Super kick blocked. Shin breaker. Belly to back combo. Trademark Austin Aries right there. As now Marufuji struggles to his feet in the corner. Aries looking in charge. Drop kick right on the button.
Needs to stay on him. He's gonna go for a second. 2 running drop kicks in the corner. Cover.
And again, only a 2 count. And the frustration starting to show on the face once again of Austin Aries.
Both of these men did their homework prior to this match.
Call for the brainbuster.
They've both successfully avoided a lot of their opponent's signature maneuvers. And rather than go for the brainbuster, with which Marufuji thinks is coming, knows is coming, Aries is changing it up. Oh, he's going for a super brainbuster.
Pulling out all the stops here, at least attempting to. Aries dumped chest first to the canvas. Curb stop.
Oh, face first into the canvas went Aries. And now Marufuji waiting to fly. Across the ring and connects with the side of the head. Cover.
Oh, and again, very close to a 3 count, but Austin Aries gets the shoulder up. Shiranui. Aries able to block. What a kick! Oh, 3 big kicks! Shiranui. Whoa!
It wasn't the Shiranui that put away Austin Aries here tonight. It was a different maneuver, something he couldn't have done his homework to expect to be the conclusion of a matchup. That move from Marufuji, not a staple of his ROH repertoire, but something effective nonetheless. It earns him the victory here tonight in Philadelphia.
And another great effort by Austin Aries, and you have to know that despite the outcome of this matchup tonight, he is going to be even more focused than ever tomorrow night in Manhattan at the Hammerstein Ballroom for Final Battle 2008. It's Tyler Black and Austin Aries with the #1 contendership to the world title on the line.
250 pounds, the Necro Butcher.
Six-man tag team action here in our next matchup. In Philadelphia at All-Star Extravaganza 4, it's the Necro Butcher teaming with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Kevin Steen and El Generico, to take on the Age of the Fall.
Jimmy Jacobs, Delirious, and Tyler Black out on the floor. A little apprehensive to get inside the ring with the Necro Butcher and the Tag Team Champions. They're going to wait till the right moment to get in there, and perhaps Jimmy Jacobs will be entering the ring with a chair in hand.
Todd Sinclair apparently in the way of the Necro Butcher.
Well, we do have some order in this matchup. We're supposed to have it. Referee needs to get between these two teams. And
not a wise move right there on the part of Jimmy Jacobs. You don't throw the Necro Butcher a chair. You don't hand that man a weapon.
He just looked to be doing a lot of damage to himself. So
I don't think there was too much damage done.
Todd, if you don't calm down the Necro Butcher and make him get that chair out of the ring, the three of us are leaving.
Leaving? What do you mean you're leaving?
Necro's got a chair in his hand.
He threw it to him.
Still has a chair in his hand. Referee needs to take it out of his hand. Get it out of the ring.
Why don't you go take it out of his hand?
I'm perfectly fine here in the Eagles' nest.
I was about to say before Jimmy Jacobs made it clear of his intent to depart the ECW arena. Daisy Hayes and the Necro Butcher still embroiled in that battle, that feud with the Age of the Fall. And they're chasing him all the way to the back. There won't be no leaving. Not till Necro's done with you.
A little bit of a preview of tomorrow night in New York City, as it will be Steen and Generico defending the Tag Team Championship belts against Jimmy Jacobs and Delirious.
Necro's Butcher's got Tyler Black. Crotch first to the guardrail goes Tyler.
That's not good for anybody, particularly Tyler Black.
Mr. Wrestling chant breaks out here in Philadelphia as Kevin Steen continues to dish out the punishment on the floor to Jimmy Jacobs.
The Mr. Brawling moment. Action still out on the floor, and Necro using whatever he can get his hands on to choke away on Jimmy Jacobs.
Todd Sinclair needs to try to restore some order here and get this match back inside the ring.
Like I said, it needs order.
Well, get it inside the ring. I don't mean back inside the ring. It hasn't been in the ring yet.
Well, Tyler Black and El Generico are inside the ring, and Tyler gets met with the boot of Generico.
Lariat by Generico sends Black to the floor, and Delirious from behind with the back rake.
Battle of the Masked Men. Kevin Steen right behind Delirious, didn't see him.
Big right hand by Steen.
Now we are supposed to have two men inside the ring and all the other partners waiting on the apron for tags, right? This isn't a street fight, Lenny.
It is not. Todd Sinclair is allowing a lot of latitude here, knowing the heated issues between these men.
Hopefully it will turn into a traditional six-man tag team matchup as it was supposed to be. And now Jimmy Jacobs is cornered by the World Tag Team Champions and Necro.
Oh, he saw that big right hand. He wanted no part of it.
Oh, they're holding Jacobs for Necro.
Well, how many months was that big right hand doing the work for Jimmy Jacobs, and now it's earmarked for his face. But it's Tyler Black saving Jimmy Jacobs right there.
And now Jacobs and Delirious going to work. All three members of the Age of the Fall team are now putting the boots to Kevin Steen.
Looks like finally we're going to have some semblance of a normal tag team match as Kevin Steen and Delirious seem to be the legal men, as Necro and El Generico need to make their way to their own corner, as has Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black.
Delirious with Kevin Steen, pulling him up in the corner. Jimmy Jacobs was legally tagged in. And Jacobs brings Steen down to the canvas. Where's the drop kick to the back?
Right into a cover, but unable to get a count. Steen immediately gets the shoulders off the canvas, but right back to his feet, front face lock and a tag to Delirious.
It would be for fantastic momentum for Jimmy Jacobs and Delirious if they could somehow score a pinfall on either Kevin Steen or El Generico during the course of this 6-man tag team matchup going into the tag team title matchup tomorrow night, but Kevin Steen will have none of it.
Clothesline out of the corner by Steen, knocking down both Jacobs and Delirious, and now he's got Delirious asking for a little bit of help. He's got the boot. Yeah, he's only got one boot up there. How did he hit Necro's foot and Generico's boot, and Generico's the one who's hobbling in pain?
Kick to the midsection of Delirious. Generico and Delirious are both odd individuals, and perhaps fugitives from justice due to the masks.
Maybe one of them just has a lizard face.
Why else hide your identity? I don't believe the lizard face stuff. It's urban legend.
Generico with control of Delirious and makes the tag to the Necro Butcher.
Plus, if he really had a lizard face, would Daisy Hayes really be interested in saving Delirious?
Maybe he's got a nice heart. He makes her laugh.
Necro Butcher firing away very close to the heart of Delirious right there with punches.
Scooping a hard slam by Necro. Ever since Delirious has...
He's going after the mask.
He's trying to rip the mask right off the face. We're going to find out if it's a lizard face or not.
Necro, knock it off, get off! Get off!
Is he reptilian? Looks like we're not going to find out. Delirious has kept the mask applied. And now El Generico back in. It would surprise me to see Generico go after the mask of Delirious. Both of these men know the importance of the mask and concealing their identity.
It's an unwritten code amongst masked individuals to perhaps keep your identities concealed
due to fear of the law. It's Tyler Black with El Generico. Full suplex.
Right into the cover and gets himself a 2 count before Generico gets the shoulder up. Now just raining down right hands from the mounted position. Hammer punches as well by Tyler Black. It's a big foot of the Necro Butcher putting a stop to that pin attempt.
Flair needs to keep him on the apron, not tagged in. And Tyler Black doing a good job of preventing El Generico from making the tag, either Steen or Necro.
Dragon Twist controlling the wrist lock on El Generico.
You've got to give the advantage in a matchup like this to Tyler Black, Jimmy Jacobs, and Delirious because they are a unit, they are a movement, the age of the fall, they know each other very, very well, whereas you haven't seen Necro Butcher team up with Steen and Generico too frequently in pro wrestling.
No, you haven't, but the old saying is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
But it's not necessarily a good tag team partner because you never know. I mean, you can have two fantastic wrestlers who just don't work well as partners.
So far, there's been no signs of any trouble between the team of Steen, Generico, and Necro. Tyler Black having signs of trouble right there, being forced to kick out just before the 3 count after that back suplex. Hard chop to the chest, backs him into the corner, and Generico from the outside with a nice shot. As Necro has referee Todd Sinclair tied up.
And Kevin Steen throws closed fists in the corner.
There's the tag. Wide open in the corner for Generico, another right hand.
Tyler Black needs to preserve his body for tomorrow night. Very important for his future. You know that he wants to be Ring of Honor World Champion. And in order to get a title shot once again, he's got to beat Aries tomorrow night in New York City.
Very big match for Tyler Black, but first things first. I'm going to deal with El Generico, Kevin Steen, and the Necro Butcher here in Philadelphia. Like I said with Austin Aries in the match just before this, you don't want to look too far ahead when you've got a match that you might seem to think is a little more important the next night when you're in there against tough competitors this evening. And Tyler Black being a young athlete, I don't think he's going to do that, but you never can tell.
He's got a hold of the mouth. He jabs that thumb right into the throat of El Generico.
Face lock as Generico makes it back to his feet. There's the tag once again to Tyler Black. Double team here by the age of the fall.
Cutting the ring in half, keeping El Generico away from his corner. He's trying to fight his way out of the corner here so that he can get to either Necro or Kevin Steen to make a tag.
Necro looked like he was walking down the apron to come to the aid of El Generico, but Sinclair puts a stop to that. Double clothesline out of the corner from Generico. Puts a stop to the double team on the edge of the fall. Generico perhaps should have made the tag there. Instead, turned right around into a spear by Jacobs.
He hesitated a little bit too long before going toward his corner to make a tag and paid the price. The referee needs to get control of this once again. Keep the Necro Butcher in his corner, keep him on the apron until a legal tag is made.
Good luck telling Necro Butcher what to do.
Well, he has to listen to the rules or he's going to get disqualified. Like I said, this isn't a street fight. There are rules in this match.
Come on, Tyler.
Black controlling the head of El Generico after making the tag to Jimmy Jacobs. It's now Generico hung up inside the Trio O. Moved to the midsection by Black. Double team by the former World Tag Team Champions.
Works so well as a tag team. Great double team work from Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black. It's why they held the belts in the past. And after tomorrow night, we can see Jacobs and Delirious wearing the belts, and Jacobs taking full advantage of the referee being out of position right there. Got a few shots in on El Generico.
He's very lucky that Necro didn't get his hands on him. You know how badly Necro wants to get a hold of Jimmy Jacobs. So many months he did his bidding. Finally saw the light that Jacobs was just using him as a shield to do his dirty work, much like he's done with Delirious, but unfortunately Delirious hasn't seen the light yet.
Seen the light. He works as a unit with Jimmy Jacobs. He's friends with him.
Small package. Only two. Generico quickly got to his feet, but before he could make a move to make a tag, he was cut off by the masked Delirious. It's almost like we're in the midst of a fight for Delirious' soul between Jimmy Jacobs and Daisy Hayes here.
I think he owns his own soul. It doesn't belong to anyone, but he is easily influenced. We've seen that. Jimmy Jacobs really giving direction to Delirious, suggesting what he should do, and Delirious has listened. And we've seen Daisy Hayes suggest what Delirious should do as well. And he's kind of torn. We've seen it in St. Louis. He's trying to decide whether he should listen to Jimmy Jacobs or listen to Daisy Hayes. But as of right now, he still is in the camp of the Age of the Fall. He still is the partner of Jimmy Jacobs, and he has that opportunity tomorrow night for the tag team belts.
Chant of Ole Ole trying to urge Generico to make the tag there, but Tyler Black puts a stop to that.
Trying to get to his corner, but not quite close enough. Age of the Fall focusing their attack on one member of their opposing team.
Give them credit, they're doing a very good job of isolating El Generico from his partners, and he was so close to making the tag right there, but Tyler Black just snatched him out of midair.
It was a very good attempt at diving toward his corner, but again, Tyler Black was one step ahead. He was a little bit quicker than El Generico right there and prevented the tag from being made.
Back fist from Delirious. Controlling the wrist. Hard chop to the chest, and again the fans here in Philly, at the behest of Daisy Hayes and the Necro Butcher, urging on El Generico, who goes face first to the buckle in the wrong part of town.
See, Daisy Hayes is encouraging the opponent of Delirious to do damage to him. So I don't know what Daisy Hayes' objective is here with Delirious.
She was urging Generico to make the tag.
Well, and also to fight back on Delirious as well. That could hurt Delirious in the process, right?
Bad timing right there as Delirious runs face-to-face with Jacobs, who's now on the floor. Standing switch. Lands on his feet. And makes the tag.
Kevin Steen is legal.
Steen just wearing out Delirious with clotheslines. Kicks the middle rope while Tyler Black was trying to illegally enter the match.
Oh, that judgment called by the referee, that could be a DQ. That was a low blow. Yes, me.
He never touched Tyler Black. Touched it right there, powerbomb.
Jimmy Jacobs up on the back of Kevin Steen.
Backpack senton. Tonight the role of El Generico will be played by Jimmy Jacobs.
Steen to the top rope, but Delirious saving his partner from absorbing the moonsault.
Now choking away on Steen in the corner. The Necro Butcher's had enough.
Sinclair is losing control of this one and fast.
Chops and right hands from Necro.
There's Jacobs.
Jacobs from behind as usual. Necro lefts and rights.
Closed fists. Not a street fight. Once again, not a street fight. Sinclair needs to get in there.
And now it's Generico opening up on Jacobs.
Not opening up the fist. And they're both stomping Jimmy Jacobs now. Delirious or Tyler need to come to his aid here. Now to the floor goes Jacobs.
Necro and Delirious standing tall with Steen on the outside doing battle.
Watch out!
Kevin Steen obviously heard you. Luke ran it away just in the nick of time.
He's talking to the age of the fight.
Generico urging on Necro. Necro not afraid to take a chance.
He's a versatile athlete, but here comes Delirious once again.
Delirious puts a stop to it.
That's twice now that he has saved his partner from absorbing a high-risk maneuver from their opponents.
Wait, he's going it. He's got the spike.
Jimmy Jacobs still has control of Delirious, influence over him and his actions. And the trademark railroad spike of Jimmy Jacobs now in the hands of Delirious. He's got the Necro Butcher in position in the corner.
Daisy Hayes. Daisy's in the ring trying to talk some sense into him.
Hey, Delirious is here with a purpose tonight to do what Jimmy Jacobs asks. And once again we see Daisy Hayes trying to influence Delirious.
Telling Delirious he needs to put that down and come with her.
He just dropped the spike.
Told him it's not fair. Necro from behind. He's got him by the throat. Choke slam.
Well, you know, Daisy Hayes just lured Delirious into that trap of being choke slammed. You know, I don't know who Delirious should trust, Jacobs or Daisy Hayes.
Daisy was just trying to get him to stop doing something he was going to regret. Necro off the top.
Is he going to regret this?
The age of the fall certainly will.
Front flip over the ring post, wiping out his opponents. High flyer, the Necro Butcher.
Delirious is in trouble. Package pile driver.
Going for the brainbuster right there. Wait a second. There's the American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards.
He just hit Kevin Steen in the knee with like a pipe.
A pipe? There's no pipes anywhere in the ring, man. And the referee, I don't think he saw any of it.
End time!
But he does see Jimmy Jacobs with Kevin Steen in the middle of the ring with the end time cinched in. Will Kevin Steen tap?
Trying to fight him off. Trying to get back to his feet. Oh, that knee just gave out. It buckled underneath him.
I think he better tap. And he does.
Here are your winners, the Age of the Fall.
Jimmy Jacobs gets the submission victory for his team here tonight. One evening before he and Delirious will go for the World Tag Team titles in New York City.
Forget about her. Forget about Daisy Hayes. It's about the titles. It's about the titles tomorrow. Tomorrow, the tag team belt. You forget about Daisy Hayes.
119 pounds, Jerry Lynn. Washington, weighing 185 pounds, American Dragon, Brandon Nielsen.
Time here at All-Star Extravaganza 4 in Philadelphia. Singles competition between the former ECW heavyweight champion of the world, Jerry Lynn, in the black trunks, taking on the former Ring of Honor world champion, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, in the burgundy. Your referee is Paul Turner. There is the opening bell. And I am joined in the booth, as is Dave Prazak, by the Ring of Honor world champion, Nigel McGuinness. Champion, Mr. McGuinness, very nice to have you with us.
Always very nice to be here. Always nice to see you, Dave. Hi, man. Good to be with you too. Now, earlier on in the show, unfortunate set of circumstances meant that the fans of Ring of Honor didn't really get to see the usual length of McGuinness. So, I've come back out here to give them just a little bit more of their money's worth. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm very excited about this match, which is going to be a classic match between two of the best wrestlers in Ring of Honor that just can't seem to beat me.
That unfortunate incident you mentioned about earlier this evening was, of course, yourself and Claudio Castagnoli falling to defeat in that three-way tag team matchup to the American Wolves and the Briscoe brothers.
You don't need to bring that up. Let's focus on Danielson versus Lynn. As Nigel said, two excellent scientific wrestlers. Jerry Lynn, a veteran of the Squared Circle. Bryan Danielson's been here in Ring of Honor since day one. And it's definitely going to be a treat for everyone in attendance here in Philadelphia.
Two very skilled athletes, both of whom have their sights set on Nigel's world title.
Bryan Danielson, a former Ring of Honor world champion himself. Of course, Jerry Lynn, former ECW world champion. So they both held championships in the past, but the best wrestler in the world is sitting here in the booth with us, Lenny Leonard, and that is the current champion, Nigel McGuinness.
Danielson going to control the arm of Jerry Lynn. You have to think The longer a matchup like this goes, you'd have to give the edge, I would think, to Bryan Danielson, being the younger of these two athletes, probably, although take nothing away from the physical conditioning of a Jerry Lynn, but youth certainly on the side of Bryan Danielson here in this matchup. Dropped toe hold, though, by Lynn. Nice reversal, though, by Dragon. Front face lock, quickly reversed again by Lynn. Another quick reversal back and forth they go. Neither man, again, able to gain a clear-cut advantage.
If I was to pick a winner in this one, I would go with American Dragon Bryan Danielson. It's based on the fact that there's no question as to whether or not Danielson has still got it. But with Jerry Lynn, it's a very different case.
I wouldn't say that. I think Jerry Lynn has acquitted himself very well here since becoming a full-time member of the Ring of Honor roster. And a very good match with Nigel McGuinness himself.
Yes, but unfortunately, my boy, the truth of the matter is, having a very good match doesn't cut it. If you can't win, if you can't beat people here in Ring of Honor, well, there's no spot for you, and that's the truth. So let's hope that old dinosaur Jericho Lynn here has a chance against Dragon, because like they very astutely put it, I think my money's on Dragon.
I don't think I'd ever see the day where you would pick Bryan Danielson to win a match against anyone.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel quite sorry for him, because he's obviously not making much money because he can't even afford a haircut.
Bryan did very well for himself as Jerry Lynn back to his feet. Upper Roman knuckle lock applied. Nice judo throw right there by Dragon, able to get Lynn's shoulders, down to the canvas for a 1 count, and then one more time does so as well. Still trying to keep the arms of Jerry Lynn pressed to the canvas, but Jerry trying to fight his way free. To his feet, looking for a monkey flip here. Able to execute it nicely. And so far, Jerry Lynn has been able to find a counter for pretty much everything Bryan Danielson has thrown his way.
He is a very experienced wrestler, but it all comes down to Danielson is in the prime of his career, whereas Jerry Lynn's prime was maybe 10 years ago. Still an active professional wrestler, but he's not at the top of the card. Maybe tonight he's at the top of the card here in Philadelphia in this given matchup, but he's not the top-level superstar here in Ring of Honor. He has not held championships in this company, and so therefore he still has to prove himself.
Shoulder tackle, down goes Dragon, up and over. Dragon goes for the hip toss, nice reversal, series of them. And both men spill out over the top to the floor. Just the momentum from both of these athletes sending them out to the floor. And then quickly they both roll back under the bottom rope, again in unison. Seemingly on the same page are Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson.
I guess they do not want its end to make contact. Back inside the ring. Fans here in Philadelphia are ready for action here as they lock up once again in the center of the ring, and it's Jerry Lynn grabbing the side headlock.
Dragon backs Lynn to the ropes, sends him off for the ride. Shoulder tackle by Lynn, again knocks Dragon off his feet, right back to the side headlock as Dragon popped right back up after the shoulder tackle. Up and over goes Lynn, side headlock takeover. Quickly grabs a head scissors as Dragon, nip up by Jerry Lynn, right back to their feet. Side headlock takeover by Dragon. Head scissors by Lynn, right back to their feet. Again, it's a standoff. Great display of technical wrestling and counter wrestling by both of these great athletes.
See, what we've got here is, as you said, a standoff. This is a very even match between these guys. There's a significant age difference, but there's also a significant experience difference. Now, Dragon may be referred to as a veteran of Ring of Honor, and that's fair to say. But if you look at the history of Jericho Lynn, and I'll dog him every hour that the day sends, but the bottom line is, he has wrestled all over this world for pretty much every company there is to wrestle. Just the point of the matter is, that was in the past, that's not the present. I just think that, there's a time where every dog needs to be put out and shot.
Not that you're condoning shooting Jerry Lynn, but the point has been made. He had his day in professional wrestling, and it has long since passed. Jerry Lynn had some great matches in this very building for ECW, but Honey Leonard, that was 10 years ago.
And I think Jerry, if you ask him, would probably be the first one to tell you that, yeah, I'm not the same guy I was 10 years ago, but I'm 10 years older, maybe a little bit slower physically than I was, but I'm 10 years smarter, I'm 10 years more experienced, and I'm probably a little bit better all-around athlete than I was 10 years ago, because I'm not going to make the type of mistakes I made in the past.
Well, we'll have to see in this match how that pans out, I'm going to give him his chance. If he shows himself in this match that he's still got it, I'll give him his dues, because I'm that sort of a champion.
I look forward to seeing that, if that is indeed the case when this match is over. And Lynn looking to go for the magistral right there, but Dragon quickly pulled the arm away and got back to his feet. Again, Both men in their respective corners trying to calculate 2 or 3 moves ahead to see if they can't gain maybe a bit of an extended advantage on their opponent, as neither man has yet been able to do so in this matchup.
Still really a feeling out process between these two wrestlers in this one. As Danielson controlling the leg of Jerry Lynn, keeping him down on the mat.
And I think the extended feeling out process is probably a byproduct of the tremendous respect that both Lynn and Danielson have for the ability of their opponent. When you're in there against somebody that you know is very, very gifted and very capable inside the ring, the last thing you want to do is run headstrong out there and make a mistake that might cost you. And I'm sure, Nigel, you probably agree with that, being in your fair share of tough matches against great competitors in your career.
To be perfectly honest with you, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I have beaten Dragon and Jericho on numerous occasions, because I don't run in there headstrong. As you say, I know I can beat them. I'm just going to take my time until they wear out, and I beat them every time, every way I possibly can.
He's trying to work over the legs of Jerry Lynn here, kicking away at the thigh. Trying to just knot up the quadriceps, the largest muscle in the body. Trying to slow Jerry Lynn down here.
This is a move, actually, the Indian Deathlock, as it's sometimes referred. The Dragon loves to refer to. He loves to use again and again. There's a couple of ways out of it. That's one way. Reverses the pressure to some extent. The other way, if they turn back around, no, he just gets to the ropes, which is, he takes the coward's way out, but sometimes you have to do that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to realise that age before beauty in such situations.
So it's the coward's way out, his ring positioning. He was very close to the ropes. It was an easy way to get the break of the hold and take himself out of a dangerous position.
It was an easy way for the veteran, the very wise Jerry Lynn. He has all those years of experience under his belt to preserve his broken down body for the rest of the matchup by reaching the ropes and forcing a break.
European uppercut from Danielson sends him off the ropes again. This time puts on the brakes, going for the hip toss. Lynn trying to go up and over, but Dragon catches him for the moment. Nice show of strength there by Danielson. Again, neither man able to gain the advantage. Hip toss attempt. Again, this one blocked by Danielson from going over the top, as it looked like Lynn was ready to send Bryant over the top to the floor yet again. But both men grabbed hold of the top rope and stopped their momentum from carrying them out to the floor.
And still at a stalemate, these two.
You know what I'd do if I was in Jericho's situation now? It's clear they're even. As soon as he gets the chance, when that referee ain't looking, he's going to punch him right in the face. If he's smart, the face, Jerry. Clean those ears out. The face.
That was a legal maneuver, forearm smash after the break, right to the chest. Reversal of the Irish whip. Jerry Lynn tries to go up and over in the corner and does. Lands on his feet, avoids the clothesline. Springboards off the second for the cross body, but Danielson not home. Running knee strike from Danielson.
He's getting aggressive. That's what Danielson needs to do.
And just like I said, when I said Jericho, take the advantage now, he didn't take the advantage. He didn't punch him in the face. What happens? Dragon kicks him right in the face. That's the lesson that a veteran should learn.
Danielson trying to tie up the legs here of Jerry Lynn.
Sometimes when you know that you're in the ring with such a gifted opponent, you need to take a few shortcuts here and there just to make sure that you have control of the contest.
Unfortunately, both Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson are not the kind of men who wrestle that style of match. They're two honorable competitors who want to go out there and prove that they are as good or better than the man they're in the ring with without having to take those shortcuts.
And as Nigel said earlier, it all comes down to wins and losses here in Ring of Honor, and we got to do whatever it takes to ensure the victory. And right now, up on the surfboard, Jerry Lynn in a world of pain right now at the hands of Danielson.
Pressure on multiple body parts here by Danielson, who needs to be very wary of his own shoulders being on the canvas. Turns into a pinning combination of his own. Gets a 2 count on Jerry Lynn, who is again very close to the ropes. Able to get a break, but Jerry Lynn not getting up to his feet as quickly as he was in the early portion of this matchup. Danielson now working over the left arm of Jerry Lynn, down across the shoulder.
Come on, Jerry!
Possibly looking to soften up the left arm for cattle mutilation.
You gotta think that's in Danielson's plans for this contest. And some of the fans that have been on the case of Bryan Danielson here tonight in Philadelphia, I was setting their general direction.
Bryan's got a little bit of retitis in him. Never thought I'd use that sentence.
Please never do it again. continuing to do damage to the arm of Jerry Lynn. And if he takes away the arm of Jerry Lynn, takes away half of his strength, you gotta wonder if he could potentially get Danielson up for the cradle pile driver with only one good arm.
Danielson really taking his time and punishing Jerry Lynn here, working over that arm. As in hammerlock position. Driving the elbow right to the rib cage. The intercostals feeling the brunt of the punishment from Bryan Danielson, who's now wrenching back on the wrist while still keeping that left arm hammerlocked.
Pulling back on it. Jerry Lynn could give it up right here.
It's a variation on a move that Nigel McGuinness has used on many occasions very successfully.
Oh, it's nice to see you finally put that pumpkin pie down and paid some attention.
Like pie.
More information than I needed to know. Duck of the clothesline. And the big Fez press from Danielson, but goes right back to work on the arm. Staying focused on the one body part.
Variation of the Fujiwara armbar, but sitting down on the back of Jerry Lynn while applying it here. And get a little extra added pressure now with the leg right across the back of the neck of Lynn. Trying to cut off the oxygen at the same time. And he works over the shoulder here. Cross arm breaker. But Lynn quickly grabs hold of his other hand to try and alleviate some of the pressure of the hold.
Now what you need to notice here is that, for the start of the match, for a good portion of the beginning of the match, it was very even. And what happened? What happened to change the direction of the match? Dragon kicked him in the face. Did he carry on kicking him in the face? No, he went back to what got him to be champion in the first place, and that is being the second best wrestler in the world, just grinding a body part down and destroying somebody from the very joints that make them up. And that's what Dragon does so well.
Well, the difference in the way Bryan Danielson kicked him in the face compared to the way you were saying that Jerry Lynn should have attacked Bryan Danielson was, it was a legal maneuver in the course of the middle of the match, not cheap-shotting somebody in the corner.
It all comes down to what will give you the advantage in the contest, and one shot to the face from Jerry Lynn in the corner would not get him disqualified. He has near fall right there. Got Danielson's shoulders down once again as the leverage goes back and forth. And now can't even get one counts as they roll. Whose shoulders are going to be down against the canvas? Where it stops, only Paul Turner knows. Oh, nobody's in a pinning predicament now. That took so much out of them, took away their equilibrium at the same time. And now a double count administered by Paul Turner.
Fans still urging both Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson on here as looks like Danielson maybe getting to his feet a little bit quicker than Lynn. And he is in fact up first. Poised to strike, misses the right hand. Lynn misses one of his own, both men off the ropes. On the same page at the same time. Cross-body attempt by both Lynn and Dragon. And both men again collapse to the mat in a heap. And a double count applied yet again by referee Paul Turner.
Like the mid-air collision.
Now, professional wrestling has in the past been referred to as a game of human chess. But a lot of the fans don't really understand here. It's not necessarily about hitting the person as hard as you can. It's about thinking about what move is coming next and what you have to do to take the advantage. Good move, Jerry Lynn.
Took the world backbreaker by Lynn. And oftentimes it's not the move you execute, but the counter you execute to one of your opponent's moves that gives you your biggest advantage in a matchup. So the Hurricane Rana off the second by Lynn, and now Jerry Lynn perhaps with a second win here. As he was on the receiving end of some punishment from Bryan Danielson for several minutes, swinging DDT. And a 2 count.
Give you that extra ring experience, that the wisdom of a Jerry Lynn battling against someone who is less experienced but in better physical form, a younger athlete in Bryan Danielson. That is why this match is so very even. They both have their strengths. Jerry Lynn in terms of his smartness, Bryan Danielson in terms of his physical ability.
Dragon seated on the top rope as Lynn comes over. Oh! Dragon able to take him over the top and all the way out to the floor.
That was a very risky maneuver for Danielson to connect with himself, but it paid off, and Jerry Lynn trying to pull himself up on the floor now.
Almost like he executed a reverse skin the cat there. Lynn out on the floor. Dragon takes flight and both men crash down to the floor.
Yeah, you call it a high-risk maneuver for a reason. You put your own body at risk by doing the move, and it looked like Danielson's back also collided with the barricade as well.
Double count. Once again on the outside by referee Paul Turner. The athletes have a 20 count to get back inside the ring.
And even though Dragon's back slamming against the guardrail there, he was the first up, clearly showing at this stage of the match he has the most strength and possibly, you know, he has the most power going forward, and he has to be looked at as the guy with the most advantage.
Rolls Jerry Lynn under the bottom rope.
He'll take another risk.
Looking to go to the top here.
Will this one pay off as well for Bryan Danielson?
Lynn to his feet. Missile dropkick avoided by Jerry Lynn, able to catch the legs. Sends Danielson all the way over the top and out to the floor.
Slingshot just propelling him over the top rope. And now the question is, will Jerry Lynn, does he have the energy to take a risk himself and potentially leap off the top rope or go soaring through the ropes? He is going to take a chance.
And just like Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn crashes in the guardrail as well on his dive, and both men down yet again.
You know, and I said it before, and there comes a time in a match where you have to give guys their props, and I'm going to give both of these guys their props. They are both hell of wrestlers. They are fantastic wrestlers, and you know, my mother always told me, be respectful to your peers. So Mr. JL, you're a fantastic wrestler.
He hasn't been Mr. JL in years.
He is, but he's always been Mr. JL, man. Respect your elders, Lenny. And Lynn is going to go up top, it looks like. Danielson trying to pull himself back to a standing position in the center of the ring.
Still got it, Jerry.
It remains to be seen. He's still got it.
Fan here in Philadelphia reminding Jerry Lynn that he's still got it in case he was starting to doubt himself yet again.
Actually, I think that was a friend of his from ECW. He's referring to an STD that he had a few years ago.
There, Jerry.
Well, so much for your impartial showing of respect to both of these wrestlers. I didn't think it was going to last too much longer. And
hey, ECW did have
proving me right.
Had the big party scene at the hotel.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
Danielson lands on his feet.
With a clothesline off the ropes. Drop kick by Lynn. Right into a cover. Again, only gets two. Lynn going for the crossface chicken wing.
Wow.
That's the move that Bryan Danielson won the world title with.
Yeah, one of his very own trademark maneuvers. Trying to use it against Danielson here.
Look at the angle of the elbow of Bryan Danielson being bent back against the grain by Jerry Lynn. Tremendous pressure put on the arm. And the crossface at the same time sapping the oxygen to the brain of Bryan Danielson, who looks like he might be starting to fade for the second here.
You know, he's getting back to a standing position. When someone's trying to use one of your own signature maneuvers against you, if anyone knows how to get out of it and relieve the pressure, it's the guy who knows how to clasp it on. You know, Bryan Danielson able to maneuver his way out of the crossface chicken wing right there.
Shoulder block avoided by Danielson. Forearm connects with Lynn solidly on the face. Springboard knee strike from Danielson.
Getting aggressive once again.
And back to his feet. German suplex with a bridge. Only two.
Oh, he almost had him. That was close.
Cattle mutilation. He's got it.
And this is where we're really going to see how much Jerry can stay in here, you know. This is where he's going to be a big test because, believe you me, this is a hold you want to tap to the second you get in it.
Jerry Lynn might be looking to do just that here. The pain all over his face. Bryan's got it locked in.
Oh, didn't tap out. Danielson's still controlling the arms, though.
Yeah, trying to make it to the ropes, however.
Danielson trying to pull him back away from the ropes a little bit. And could be thinking about those elbows.
He's got the arm trapped elbow. And again. Repeated elbows from Bryan Danielson to the side of the head of Jerry Lynn.
Still with the arms.
Jerry trying to get back to his feet. Danielson still hanging on to the arms of Jerry Lynn, who's back up. Able to drag it into the corner, but unable to free himself. Back to the center of the ring. Danielson still hanging on to the arms, but driven again to the turnbuckles and refusing to let go is Bryan Danielson. The buddy bump right there by Lynn.
Taking away the equilibrium of Danielson just a bit. All the blood rushing to the head of Danielson. And dunk to the canvas.
Right on top for the cover, but only 2. Another excellent counter right there by Jerry Lynn.
Hey, what you got to notice here, what happened when Dragon had the advantage? He was right up, he was right into the next move. Now take a look at Jerry, and I'm not taking anything away from this guy, but he's slowing down considerably as this match goes off. My hats go off to him, you know, just for him to get in the ring, that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, I just don't know if he's still got it.
This matchup is certainly going to go a long way to determining that fact one way or the other. He is, as you said, Dave, signaling for the cradle pile driver. Danielson, though, almost limp in his hands, having trouble getting back to his feet. Referee Paul Turner checking on him and asking him if he wants to give it up.
And he's backing off, kick him in the egg when he got draws. There's a mistake, that could be the end of it there.
Triangle choke
that
by
could
Danielson.
Be the end. Tap is going to, come on.
Lynn trying to free himself from the triangle, and does. As the legs, jackknife cradle. Only 2. Both men back to their feet. Clothesline by Lynn. Cradle power driver, no. Powerbomb. Looked like Danielson was able to shift his body weight as Jerry Lynn was trying to get him up for the cradle power driver, but great counter to that by Lynn, executing the powerbomb.
And that took a lot out of Jerry Lynn, took a lot of energy to score those near falls right there on Bryan Danielson. After Danielson had him trapped in cattle mutilation for such an extended period of time, that took a lot of energy out of Lynn. It's amazing he's continuing the battle here. And could it be time for the cradle pile driver now? He's got him up.
Triangle, what a counter!
This could be it right here. Paul Turner needs to get in there.
Turner's right there asking Lynn if he wants to give it up. Danielson really wrenching down on the hold.
Jerry needs to quit. He needs to tap soon, or he could get in some serious damage here. Guy of his age, he might never wrestle again. Come on, Jerry.
Elbows from Danielson. Lynn still hanging in there, though.
You gotta wonder if maybe the referee should look out for Jerry Lynn's well-being, his future.
Come on, Jerry.
Jerry's still refusing to give it up. Very close to the ropes there. Reaching with his foot and makes the bottom rope. But how much damage was done with the triangle choke once again by Danielson.
And these unfeeling wankers in the Philly crowd applauding the fact that Jerry is going to suffer yet more injuries because of Clam Digger Danielson. I just can't stand them.
I don't think they're applauding that he's going to get hurt more. They're applauding the effort and the guts that he's showing to continue fighting here.
Yeah, but it is inevitable that he is going to suffer some more pain. The victim of the headbutt from Bryan Danielson.
Jerry Lynn down in the corner. A very confident look on the face of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, as he waits for Lynn to get back to his feet.
That's not confidence, that is arrogance. That is pure arrogance and hatred. He is going to hurt him, he is going to put him out of wrestling forever, because that's just the kind of wanker that Dragon is.
Danielson all the way to the top.
This could be the last superplex that Jerry Lynn takes in his wrestling career. No, he's able to send Danielson crashing down.
Yeah, a series of elbows, frees himself, but unable to follow up to the forearm to the back by Danielson, who's now up on the second. Again, looking for the superplex, but again, pelted by the elbows of Jerry Lynn. Sunset bomb into a cover. No!
Danielson able to kick out. Lynn didn't quite get the impact on the powerbomb portion of the sunset bomb right there, but did have his shoulders flat against the mat, but only for 2.
Philly fans encouraging both these guys back to their feet. And it is Lynn up first with a forearm. Danielson fires back, Lynn to the ropes, rolling elbow. Right back up. Suplex attempt, nice counter. Boot to the gut. Back body drop by Danielson.
Waiting for the right moment.
Lynn slow to get back to his feet. Catches that kick. Dragon screw.
Both men back up once again. Lynn going for the DDT, but countered. Small package. 1, 2. Rolls over.
Back and forth. Both men's shoulders are down.
Referee counted 3, though.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They pinned each other. They're both losers.
Well, referees conferring with Gary Silkin, ROH president, and the timekeeper. I don't know whose shoulders were down.
Both men's shoulders were against the mat. The referee did count 3. Was it a double pin?
Let's go to Bobby Cruz for the answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Paul Turner has ruled that just before he counted 3, Bryan Danielson got his shoulder off of the mat. Therefore, your winner, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
I don't believe it. What did we say about a veteran learning the tricks of the trade, and what happens? Dragon beats him with a veteran move, getting his shoulder up at the end. Jerry, I wanted to say you still got it, but Sunshine, you need to get a job.
Well, what a spectacular effort by both Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson. And Bryan Danielson, just a split second quicker than Jerry Lynn, picks up the victory. And the fans here letting Jerry Lynn know they appreciate the effort he put forth in this matchup.
Terry, listen to all these people, okay? I know you remember what Nigel McGuinness said in Nashville, Tennessee, okay? He said that you didn't have it anymore. He said that you've never had it. Okay? But you proved to me tonight and to all these fans who are chanting, you've still got it. That not only do you still have it, but you're still one of the best in the world. Jerry, I only beat you by a quarter of a second, and I look forward to doing it again.
He might prove it to him, then prove anything to me yet.
I've always said, you know, this business can be very frustrating. A lot of bullshit politics, injuries, hell, I've been fired from everywhere. But I tell you what, I am so grateful and glad that Ring of Honor gave me a job, because like I've said before in other interviews, Ring of Honor has some of the greatest wrestlers on the face of this earth, and this man's one of them.
And I'm the best one.
And I'm proud and privileged to be able to come in this ring and wrestle these guys, and I'm glad they don't let up on me, unlike what a few assholes in the back say. And I'm not just blowing smoke up Ring of Honor's ass because they gave me a job. This is the truth. I've never bullshitted anybody. But most importantly, I want to say, I love this job. I'm having the time of my life, and it's you people that keep me going. Thank you.
This makes me sick. This isn't what Ring of Honor is about. Two losers congratulating themselves in the ring. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. The second and third possibly best wrestlers in Ring of Honor leaving the ring. Fantastic match. They're great wrestlers. But this is Nigel McGuinness, Ring of Honor World Champion and the best wrestler in the ring in the world.
Fans, we want to thank you very much for joining us here in Philadelphia, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night in Manhattan at the Hammerstein Ballroom. It's Final Battle 2008 for Dave Prazak and the world champion Nigel McGuinness. I'm Lenny Leonard. Thank you for